A chance for revenge tonight for the Quakertown Blazers, fresh off of a 13-1 loss to Southside on Tuesday night here at Memorial Park. They get a chance once again to defeat the top dogs in the ECCBL as Southside comes back to Quakertown to take on the Blazers for the fourth time of the six they will play here in this 2024 campaign. But the Blazers yesterday close to picking up a win, but they fall just 2 outs shy as the game was suspended in the 5th inning. So they still lead 5-0 over the Pocono Timber Rattlers, but they will need 2 more outs at least to complete that game and make it an official game. I'm Rock Pellegrino, joined alongside Julia Henry here tonight as the 6-10 Blazers take on the 11-5 Southside. Let's get you the starting lineups tonight. First, for the visiting Southside Railers, the offensive lineup for them, it'll be very similar. The 1 through 6 hitters are the same as Tuesday's lineup. Leading things off will be the second baseman, J.C. Spinoza, who went 3 for 4 with 2 walks, 3 runs, 3 stolen bases. He was putting on a performance on Tuesday. He bats in the leadoff spot. The shortstop, Easton Albert, will bat in the 2-hole. The left fielder, Dennis Pierce, who had the long bomb, one of the 3 home runs in that game on Tuesday, will bat third. Owen Fischel, the first baseman, bats in the cleanup spot. The DH, Jackson Rotecki, will hit fifth. Right fielder, Ainan Butts, he will hit in the 6-hole. The third baseman, Shane Philman, will bat 7th. The catcher, Reese D'Amico, will bat 8th. And the center fielder, Braylon Gonzalez, will round out the lineup in the 9 spot. For Quakertown on the hill, it'll be Grayson Kovac. He'll get the start here tonight for the Blazers as they look for a long outing. They got it yesterday with Mike Pasco going 5 innings, 5 of the 5 innings played in that game before it was suspended, just as he did in his previous start here at home against Scranton. Pasco's been pitching well. He gets the start tonight as well in the designated hitter spot. So, Julia, I think I know what you're going to say here, and I think the viewers may know as well. Keys to tonight's game, let's hear them.
Number 1, when the starting pitchers have kind of locked in. They've been pretty consistent, done their jobs mostly the past couple games. It's the bullpen. Yeah. Big key that the bullpen doesn't give up. You know, last time, Tuesday night, Southside had 14 walks. They were able to work 14 walks, and that just can't happen tonight. And then another key, the Blazers' offense was stagnant, but minus the Mason Woolwine home run, really, and a couple other little hits. The Blazers went 6 for 27 at the plate with 1 walk. And that's another kind of going off of that. You can't give up 14 walks and then only get 1 walk of your own. So just evening out that ratio, you know, like I said at the end of Tuesday's broadcast, to keep Southside under, give them less than 10 walks tonight would be,
I like that.
Would be key.
That's a good start. 0-2 count here from Kovac to Spinoza, the leadoff hitter. It misses way up high. Get you the defensive lineup here for the Blazers. In the infield from left to right, starting at third base, it'll be Ty Everett. He will play third. Casey Vaughn is at shortstop. Carter Ribbon will play second. Braden Black here, making his first appearance at home inside of Memorial Park. He gets the start at first base. Kovac on the hill. Schollenberger behind home plate as the 1-2 pitch misses inside. The count moves even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Spinoza. In the outfield, it's Matt Curtis out in left. Logan Sig plays center. Mason Woolwine is in right field. 2-2 pitch on the way from Kovac. The breaking ball's in there for a called third strike. The backwards K to lead things off.
Shortstop, number 12, Easton Albert.
On retired in the inning, and Easton Albert, the shortstop and the 2-hole hitter, will bat.
And even that, I think, kind of sets a tone in a way. You know, you can't judge everything off of that first batter, but Tuesday night's game to Spinoza, he got walked, and walking the first batter of the game is never what you want. Getting a batter to strike out looking, that's what you want. Okay.
Right on cue.
Not what you want there.
Kovac misses with the first offering. And he plunks Albert, so he will take his base for a 1-out hit by pitch. And Dennis Pierce, who has the pop, leading the ECCBL in home runs with 6. He hit one here at Memorial Park on Tuesday over the left field wall, just to the left of the QNB scoreboard. The dimensions here at Memorial Park, the same as they've always been. 325 to the left in right field foul pole, and left and right center, it's 365. 390 to dead center with the American flag swaying to the right from our vantage point, as that first offering to Dennis Pierce misses outside. The count 1-0. Albert had one stolen base. He was 1 for 1 on Tuesday. He has the speed. We'll see if he utilizes it here. And a 1-0 count with one retired in the first. That pitch misses upstairs in the count 2-0. Pierce currently sporting a 1.269 OPS, easily the highest on this Southside team. As he swings and misses hard at the 2-0 offering, count moves to 2 balls and a strike.
And that was a hard pitch thrown in there by Kovac.
Kovac making his 4th appearance on the hill for the Blazers, his last appearance on June 20th against Pocono. 2-1 pitch with one gone. It bounces in the dirt, and it gets by as the runner steals the bag easily. Albert's in the second into scoring position, and the count moves to 3-1 to the left fielder, Pierce. In that outing for Kovac against Pocono, he went 2 1/3 innings pitched. He faced 14 batters, 52 total pitches, 3 runs allowed, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. Outfield and infield played to their normal depths as Kovac looks the runner in scoring position, Albert, back to the bag. 3-1 pitch on the way. This one's popped up and out of play. Count moves full. Not a cloud visible to us in the sky. Looks like there may be one down towards the right field foul pole, but a beautiful night for baseball here. The heat has kind of died down in the Quakertown area, which I'm sure a lot of the players on the field are appreciative of. As the payoff pitch is on the way, and that one hits the elbow of Pierce. It looks like it might hit the knob. I think it hit the knob of the bat. So he's going to stay back in. Looked like it hit him, but shook his head, and now he's going to have to do the payoff pitch once again. Albert on second. He will take his lead. See if he gets aggressive in a full count pitch. On the way from Kovac to Pierce. That one's low, and Pierce leaves it, and he works a full count, and then he works a walk.
Now batting, first baseman number 22, Owen Fisher.
So runners on first and second with one retired in the top half of the first. As Owen Fischel, the cleanup hitter, will step into the left-handed batter's box. The senior from DeSales, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs on Tuesday.
He certainly struggled a little bit on Tuesday night, but looking to redeem himself in this game.
Fischel batting just above the 400 mark at 401 in the batting average category. The first pitch to him misses inside. Fischel a 939 OPS. That's second on the team. It would be first on most teams, but Dennis Pierce unfortunately exists and knocks him down to the second spot. Pierce takes his lead on first. Albert on second. He takes a larger lead as that one's in there for a strike. And the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. It's official. Jackson Schollenberger doing the catching tonight for Quakertown. His first appearance here at home at Memorial Park since June 15th. Count even at 1-1. The pitch from Kovac. Ground ball up the middle. Controlled by Casey Vaughn. Could be 2. He goes to second for 1. The turn. It's not in time. Close play at first, but Fischel beats it out. Keeps the lineup turning, and could have been the end of the inning, but as a result, 2 gone now in the top half of the first. Albert over at third base, 90 feet away, as Rotecki comes to the plate.
It looks like the infield will stay where they are with corners on and bases and 2 outs.
Kovac to wind up in the pitch, in there on the inside corner for a called first strike. Who scores first in the game? It's been a key for the Blazers so far this season. In the 9 games that the opponents have scored first, they are 1-8. In the 7 games that the Blazers have scored first, they're 4-3. As that one's grounded foul, and quickly Kovac ahead of the count at 0-2.
Almost fielded there by the Southside's first base coach. Ball kind of went down to field that grounder, and the ball just kind of bounced over his head and rolled way into right field by the Blazers bullpen.
Seen some nice plays by the base coaches of opposing teams this year.
We have.
Count at 0-2 with 2 retired in the road half of the first. Kovac's pitch is fouled off the top of the pavilion, and it shoots right back over to the Blazers dugout. We'll do the 0-2 once again.
That one might have been close to getting in that little gap.
Yeah, between the net and the roof. Infield and outfield played to their normal spots as Albert on third takes his lead. The runner from first is going, and the pitch misses outside. Schollenberger will just give the base. What's going on here? Did he not know that? I don't think Fischel. I think Fischel thought it was fouled off, so he started running back to first. And then Kovac looked back and then just didn't throw it because nobody was covering the bag, I guess.
That is added to the list of interesting base running we've seen on this field this season.
He started trotting back. I thought I missed something.
Yeah.
That pitch, interesting. So the count at 1-2. Kovac misses outside again, and now it's 2-2. I guess he thought that Rotecki fouled it off. That's the only thing I can think of. So either way, he's at second now. Albert's on third, 90 feet away. Fischel in scoring position after an interesting stolen base, that's to say the least. 2-2 with 2 gone. Kovac, the windup in the delivery to Rotecki, popped up, foul territory towards the visiting team's dugout, and that one is not going to be snagged by the third baseman, Ty Everett. And we'll do the 2-2 once again. I'm just surprised that Kovac didn't try to throw it. I think he was confused as well because it's just very rare you see a base runner nonchalantly running back to first.
And there's a runner at third, too. So I don't think he wanted to make any impulsive decision that would have allowed that run to score, but...
Interesting to say the least. 2-2 pitch from Kovac. It's on the outside corner for a backwards K as Kovac strands 2. He gets out of the road half of the first inning unscathed with 2 strikeouts to his name. We'll head to the bottom half of the first, still scoreless here at Memorial Park. That's Quakertown Blazers baseball right there. Just something that you're like, what just happened? So that's why it's darker out there. Wow. I was going to say, yeah. Did they play the game just with like a hole in the fence or? Yeah, nice. Interesting. If a ball's ever hit out there, I will have that story to tell now. Yeah. Yeah, he was the older guy, yeah. 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 It's like the Ashburn Alley in Memorial Park. Yeah. Blazers due up here in the home half of the first inning. Let's get you the starting lineup for the Quakertown Blazers offense riding into today at 6-10 and 1-7 here at Memorial Park. Leading things off and stepping into the batter's box now is the third baseman Ty Everett. The second baseman Carter Ribbon will bat second. Shortstop Casey Vaughn, the 3-hole. DH Mike Pasco will bat in the cleanup spot. The right fielder Mason Woolline will hit fifth. The catcher Jackson Schollenberger sixth. The first baseman Braden Black making his first start here at home will bat seventh as that one's fouled off. The left fielder Matt Curtis will hit eighth. And rounding things off for the Blazers lineup here tonight on this Thursday evening will be Logan Sigg, the center fielder. It is Jake Dowley on the hill for Southside as his 0-1 pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. Dowley, the sophomore from Binghamton, he was the designated hitter on Tuesday for Southside. His last outing was June 20th, a week ago against Scranton. 3 innings pitched in that game scoreless, 2 walks, 43 pitches total as Everett flies that one out of play once again. He stays alive at 0-2. Similar lineup for the Blazers from yesterday's outing against Pocono, where the team saw some much-needed offense. 5 runs in the first 5 innings of work before the game was suspended. 0-2 delivery from Dally, the off-speed, misses upstairs. The defensive lineup tonight for Southside. Out in left field, it'll be Dennis Pierce, the center fielder Braylon Gonzalez. In right field, it's Aiden Butts. 2 home runs from the outfield as Everett swings and misses to that offering, and he's down on strikes via the frontwards K. 1 out here in the inning.
Blazers second baseman, number 5, Carter Ribbon.
And now Carter Ribbon will come to the plate. The infield tonight for Southside, it'll be Shane Philman on the left side corner at third base. Easton Albert will play short. J.C. Spinoza at second. Owen Fischel at first. Jake Dally on the hill. And Reese D'Amico behind the plate doing the catching tonight. As swing and a miss at the first offering there from Carter Ribbon. And he's down in the count at 0-1.
And first pitch strikes to both batters from Dally.
It's been the key for a lot of pitchers in the ECCBL. We've seen some struggles there from the command of the bullpen of the Blazers. That one misses low and away. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ribbon, the senior at Maryland Eastern Shore at the Division I level. 1-1 delivery. Ground ball third base side. Over and controlling it is Philman across the diamond in time for out number 2.
Shortstop, number 4, Casey Vaughn.
And now it'll be Casey Vaughn, the shortstop, batting in the 3 spot tonight. He's been moved around the top 5 spots of the lineup. Throughout the course of this season, he's hit leadoff, he's hit second, he's hit fifth, he's hit really everywhere. Tonight he will bat third. Vaughn batting .310 this season. That's why he's been moving around the top part of the lineup, not the bottom part. 2 gone here in the home half of the first. The delivery from Dally and misses outside. Maybe low, not sure. But either way. Home plate upset and missed. 1 ball and no strikes to Casey Vaughn, the offering outside. Wind is definitely a factor tonight, as it was on Tuesday. We see the trees blowing out in the outfield. The American flag still swaying to its right as that pitch misses way inside. And quickly, Casey Vaughn ahead of the count at 3-0. Vaughn leads the team in walks with 12 total. Looking for 13 here. We'll see if he gets a green light, though, with 2 gone in the inning, and he works a 4-pitch walk, and he will take his base for the 13th time this year.
Designated hitter, number 10, Mike Pasco.
And that's a positive sign. A walk in the first inning. You know,
Yeah.
after having 1 walk the
Early
whole
one,
game
yeah.
Tuesday night. Hopefully that leads to the start of many
Hopefully
walks.
it becomes a trend. That one's going to plunk Pasco on the first offering from Dally. He'll walk down the first after tossing the bat.
Right fielder, number 31, Mason Woolline.
How about some 2-out magic and coming to the plate? Could be the guy to do it. It'll be Mason Woolwine. He hits 5th tonight. He had the long shot out to left field, the first home run here at Memorial Park
And
on Tuesday.
I interviewed him after that game, and he talked about how his timing with the fastballs has really not been there this season, but he did a lot of work pregame, a lot of work to really get that down. And that pitch, he knew it was gone when he swung because he said he finally figured out his timing on those fastballs. So hopefully that carries over into tonight.
Glad to hear that. Of the 44 RBIs for Quakertown this year, only 9 of them have been with 2 outs. A runner stands on second and first with 2 gone in the inning. 1-0 pitch from Dally and misses outside. Plate discipline, possibly a talking point there in the dugout. Quickly 2-0 now to Woolwine. Woolwine was 0 for 2 with a walk through 5 innings against Pocono yesterday. As Dally holds towards the belt, the delivery in there for a called first strike. Righty-righty matchup as Pasco stands on first after being hit by the pitch. On second stands Casey Vaughn after a 4-pitch walk. The 2-1 offering misses again, and it's 3-1.
And you have to think with 3-1, he's probably taking, unless it's a perfect pitch, 4-pitch walk, quick 3-1 count in here, hit by a pitch, Pasco.
And he takes that one low and away. A gentleman's 5-pitch walk, and the bases are jammed here in the first.
And you kind of see Daly frustrated there. Takes his glove off, throws it on the mound. It looks like the pitching coach is coming out to speak. Not great for Southside to have this scenario, but exciting for the Blazers, who really, they haven't seen the starting pitcher struggle.
They have not. They've gotten the aces of a lot of teams yesterday, or Tuesday, forgive me. It was Ashton Johnson, which was the ace of the Southside team, a .447 ERA coming into that game, and he pitched a gem, 6 innings, and 1 hit.
Yeah, and Ash, I talked to Dylan Dando, the Southside's manager, and the only reason Johnson, he didn't come back is because of that 6 back-to-back walk inning. But he would have come back and finished that game. So it'll be nice to see the Southside bullpen maybe early in this game.
Bases are jammed with 2 gone in the inning, and up to the plate comes Schollenberger. He grounds that one foul down the third base side. Count 0-1. It's Casey Vaughn standing on third. He worked a 4-pitch walk. Mike Pasco's on second after being hit by the first offering to him by Daly. And over on first is Mason Woolwine, who just worked a 5-pitch walk of his own. Schollenberger making his first start here at home since June 15th. An opportunity to give the Blazers the first run of the game as Daly stands up on the hill, set the pitch. Hard hit ground ball foul. And quickly, Schollenberger in an 0-2 hole. The runners will reset as Daly looks towards home plate, getting the signs from his catcher, D'Amico. He holds up towards the belt. And the 0-2 pitch, flowing back out of play.
And it looks like they've run out of balls. It's the home plate getting some balls from the Blazers.
Third base coach for Quakertown, Coach Mike Fitzgerald, was able to fire one over to Daly. That's the ball he's currently holding. And we'll use for this 0-2 offering. With 2 retired here in the home half of the first inning. The bases juiced, Vaughn on third, Pasco at second, Woolwine on first. The 0-2 with 2 gone. Schollenberger stays alive by fouling it back just off the end of the bat.
And like you said, we haven't seen him at home since about almost 2 weeks ago. But this is what he was good at doing, just keeping these plate appearances alive, especially with 2 outs and the bases loaded.
The Blazers have scored first in 4 of their last 5 games. An opportunity to do so here with the bases loaded and 2 out. In the bottom half of the first, as Schollenberger staying alive once again, still 0-2, but he fouls it back.
And the other part, besides staying alive with 2 outs, bases loaded, it keeps adding to the pitch count for Daly.
Daly up to 23 pitches now. The next will be the 24th of the inning and of the outing. Bases juiced, 0-2 with 2 gone. It's upstairs and inside, 1-2. Casey Vaughn on third. He worked a 4-pitch walk. Pasco on second. He was hit by a pitch. Woolwine, a 5-pitch walk. The plate discipline of the Blazers with 2 walks here in the inning surpasses their walk total from the game on Tuesday. Here's the 1-2, and Schollenberger chases at the off speed. The slider gets him, and he's down on strikes. The Blazers leave 3 stranded in the home half of the first. So we'll still move to the second inning, scoreless here at Memorial Park. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due up here for Southside after Jake Daly's able to work out of a jam there in the home half of the first inning, stranding the bases loaded with Schollenberger striking out after staying alive at an 0-2 count for a while. He chases at the 1-2. And back here in the road half of the first, Aiden Butts, who had one of the 3 home runs we saw on Tuesday, takes the first offering from Kovac low. It's 1-0. Butts 2 for 3 with 2 walks and the aforementioned home run on Tuesday and that 13-1 victory over the Blazers as he leaves that one once again, quickly ahead in the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Butts, the incoming freshman at ESU, as the off-speed swoops back into the zone for a strike on the outer half of the plate, and it's 2-1. A lot of East Stroudsburg in the lineup here tonight for the Southside team. It's almost the same pitch from Kovac. Beautiful once again. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Butts second in the team in RBIs with 11. Leading off the inning here. 2-2 from Kovac. Just got away from him there, yanking it outside. Count moves full. A hit by pitch and a walk for Southside in the top half of the first inning. Gave him 2 base runners. Left them stranded, though, with runners on the corners. The payoff pitch on the way. That's a leadoff walk for Aiden Butts.
Third baseman for 29, Shane Philman.
And now it'll be the third baseman, Shane Philman, the 7-hole hitter for Southside tonight. The senior from Penn State Abington. Dig into the left-handed batter's box with the leadoff hitter aboard in Aiden Butts. Kovac's first offering finds the outer half of the zone. Count, no balls and a strike. Outfield shaded just a tad towards left field as the center fielder Logan Sigg plays to the left of the second base bag from our vantage point. Kovac steps off the mound and forces Aiden Butts back. Philman 1 for 4 with a walk on Tuesday. Stands in down 0-1. He leaves that one outside. Count even now at 1 ball and a strike. Kovac up to 30 pitches now in this start. Still looking for the first out of the inning. That one's delivered low. Count at 2-1. Infield for Quakertown. Ty Everett at third base. Casey Vaughn over at shortstop. Carter Ribbon will play second. Braden Black at first. Doing the catching Jackson Schollenberger, and Grayson Kovac's 2-1 offering swoops back in to the zone for a called strike. It's 2-2. Nice pitch there. Butts stands on first. He takes his lead. Braden Black lunging off the first base bag, trying to hold him off. The righty kicks the pitch. This one's lifted in the air out to left field. Matt Curtis is under it now, charging a tad, and he can't make the catch. It rolls a little bit by him, and he scoops it up, delivers it in, and Philman's aboard.
Catcher, number 1, Reese D'Amico.
It looked like Curtis was originally under it and then started coming in a tad. Maybe just misread it or the wind blew it in. But either way, it results in Aiden Butts moving into scoring position and Shane Philman at first. Curtis had some trouble with the ball out in left field that got by him and then rolled all the way to the wall, ended up scoring that runner. A triple plus an error as the throw in resulted in the throwing error that went out of play.
And that one, Curtis was just awarded an error for 2, so not great.
Kovac trying to work out of it, showing bunt and popped off of the roof and back to the catcher, Schollenberger. Almost through the gap once again that we keep talking about. The protective netting in the roof just above us has a little bit of an opening. I would call it about maybe a foot where you could try to sneak a ball through.
And Southside's almost sent 2 through there tonight.
Runners on first and second here. Nobody retired in the road half of the second inning. Showing bunt is the catcher, D'Amico. He pulls back, and the pitch misses.
And this was a strategy we saw Southside use Tuesday night. Once they had runners on base, just framing around to bunt and hoping it would just throw the pitchers off and get that walk.
The infield comes in now as D'Amico shows bunt. He pulls it back once again, and the pitch misses once again. Kovac trying to get out of this unscathed. The runner in scoring position once again, back-to-back innings. Up to 37 pitches. His 38th, it misses low and away, and now it's a 3-1 count to the catcher, Reese D'Amico. D'Amico is going to be pulled aside now by Dylan Dando, the manager for Southside, whispering something into his ear. And he'll retreat back to the right-handed batter's box.
And you wonder what he just told him with a 3-1 count, no outs.
Hopefully not an Alec Boehm, Bryce Harper moment in the World Series 2022. Count at 3-1. Kovac can't find the zone. And the bases are loaded in back-to-back half innings.
Now back to Southside, center fielder, number 52, Braylon Gonzalez.
This time the visiting Southside with the bases loaded. And Braylon Gonzalez an opportunity as Schollenberger will meet on the mound with his pitcher, Grayson Kovac. Standing on third is Aiden Butts. On second in scoring position is Shane Philman. He reached aboard via the error out in left field. And now Reese D'Amico, who just worked that walk, stands on first. Gonzalez was 0 for 1 with a strikeout on Tuesday. He came in to pinch hit. He's batting .273 this year. Chance for some RBIs as the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the top half of the second inning as Kovac, the righty, delivers. That's in for a strike. It's 0-1. Wind dies down for a moment as the infield plays a tad more in than they had on the previous batter before D'Amico. D'Amico was showing bunt. That's why they played the corners in as the 0-1 pitch misses, and it's 1-1. J.C. Spinoza, the leadoff hitter, stands on deck. He killed Quakertown on Tuesday. They don't want to face him. Count even at 1-1 Nobody out in the inning as that one misses outside. It's 2-1. Butts at third. Philman stands on second, taking his lead. D'Amico over at first, the catcher. Bases loaded as Gonzalez leaves the 2-1 offering, and it's in for a strike on the outer half of the zone. The count even at 2-2.
Working the zone there.
Just finds the outer half of the plate. Count even at 2-2. Nobody out in the inning, and the bases loaded. Kovac kicks, and the pitch is fouled back. Outfield played to their normal spots as the center fielder, Logan Sig, sways around a tad out in center. Kovac holds up towards the Blazers' lettering. The count even at 2-2. His pitch, swing and a miss. He gets Gonzalez, the first out of the inning via the frontwards K.
Second baseman, number 2, J.C. Spinoza.
Third strikeout of the night for Kovac. And a much-needed one there. One gone now on the road half of the second, and Spinoza up to the plate. Spinoza and the Southside offense, the best in the ECCBL. They're approaching the triple digits mark. Bases loaded here with one out in the inning. Spinoza swings at the first offering and fouls it back. Blazers are 1-8 when the opponent scores first this year in the 9 games that's happened. Trying to prevent it here in the road half of the second inning with the bases loaded and one gone. The 0-1 pitch from Kovac. This one's roped out to left field. That's going to drop in for a hit. 1 run will score. Philman will get the wave. Coming around is Philman, and it's bobbled by Curtis. It's 2-0. Southside leads.
Now back to the Southside, shortstop, number 12, Easton Albert.
And just a perfectly hit ball there by Espinosa to hit it. No one was going to catch that line drive, and then it was able to score 2 runners too because it was just hit at that perfect depth in the outfield.
So 2 runners score, and Southside strikes first. First and second now. Espinosa comes through with 2 RBIs and 1 out in the inning. D'Amico stands on second. Espinosa at first, a hard hit ground ball to third. Moving to his right is Everett. He controls it across the diamond in time for out number 2. Did I miss an out? Strikeout, right. Forgot the strikeout. Wasn't updated yet, and I totally forgot about it. So we will head to the bottom half of the second. 2-0. Southside leads. Seven, 8, 9 for the Blazers as Braden Black will lead things off, making his first at-bat here at home. Missed the force out of third to both of us as Everett stepped on the bag at third and then threw across for the double play. Getting out of the inning did Kovac after allowing the 2 RBI, 1 out base hit from Espinosa. First pitch is in for a strike to Braden Black, the first baseman and the left-handed hitter. The 0-1 pitch from Daly. That's in there for a strike. Quickly headed 0-2 is Daly.
Yeah, and 2 quick strikes from Daly, who we saw struggle a little bit. You know, getting the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. As that pitch misses.
Count 1-2. Black making his, well, technically now his 3rd start as he started the game yesterday. Not official in the statute, but this is his 3rd start of the season. 1-2 pitch on the way. Just misses as it almost swooped back in on the outer half of the plate, and the count even at 2-2. Black leaves that one inside.
And a quick 3-2 count. And that's really, I think, a difference we're seeing tonight versus Tuesday is the competitive counts.
As Black leaves that one inside, and he takes a payoff pitch and works a walk. Leadoff walk for the first baseman as Black now with 3 walks in his last 2 appearances as he worked 2 walks yesterday against Pocono in the 5-0 suspended game through just over 5.5 innings. 4.5 innings, pardon me. That pitch misses inside to Pasco.
And Black marks the 3rd walk already in this game. And I think minus aside from competitive at bats, it seems like the Blazers have been patient at the plate too, which is, sometimes it just seems like they just want to drive the ball to the outfield and there isn't that patience and discipline at the plate, but we've seen it so far tonight.
As Matt Curtis leaves that one upstairs once again, the count 2-0 and a mound visit coming here.
And there is action in the Southside bullpen.
We're not talking the football throw action. This is actual throwing out towards the left field side in foul territory. Southside able to strike first in the road half of the second with 2 runs of their own off the bat of J.C. Spinoza as the lineup turned over and the leadoff hitter and the second baseman came through with the line drive to left field. Matt Curtis bobbled it for a second. Aiden Butts scored easily, and then Shane Philman was able to come around to touch home plate standing up with no throw coming. As the mound visit in the infield disperses. Curtis 1 for 3 against Southside on Tuesday. He was 1 for 2 with an RBI and his 2 plate appearances against the Timber Rattlers yesterday before that game was suspended due to inclement weather. Braden Black stands on first. Curtis ahead in the count at 2-0 as Daly delivers. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Blazers trying to respond after 2 runs in the inning as Curtis checks his swing and fouls that one off down the third base side, counting out 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Blazers have the second worst run differential out of the 8 teams in the ECCBL. 55 runs scored to 85 runs allowed. 2-2 pitch from Daly, flown back right off the beam at the top of the roof once again. That's a crowd startler as a lot of the fans here at Memorial Park share a laugh.
And we've talked about some foul ball hotspots. Deep down left field, almost into the Blazers bullpen. Tonight, it's that ball.
2-2 pitch. It's fouled off the end of the bat by Curtis. He stays alive. Daly has issued 3 walks so far in this start. Even to the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the left fielder, Matt Curtis, the junior from Ithaca. He holds at the belt and kicks the pitch. In there on the outer half of the zone, the backdoor curveball sweeps back. And that's the 3rd strikeout of the night for Daly. Now it'll be Logan Sigg, the center fielder, operating with Braden Black standing on first base. He worked the leadoff walk. Daly up to 38 pitches. His 39th is a swing and a miss. Throw back over to first. Black is safe. He just avoids the tag in time. Close play over at first on the snap throw from D'Amico, the catcher.
Very close. The pole maybe blocks the angle if you're watching this live, but that was centimeters away.
Pitch misses high and inside as D'Amico pops back up. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the home half of the second inning as Matt Curtis struck out looking. Over at first, Black takes his lead. It's a large lead as the righty kicks and fires. Ground ball right up the middle. Over to his left is the shortstop, Albert. He flips to second for 1, and they get the lead runner. 2 outs in the inning.
Third baseman number 1, Ty Everett.
I don't take it, I guess, that wasn't turned into a double play. It should have been a double play, but the shortstop in Albert just fell and then fell on second base for the out. Interesting.
2 outs in the bottom half of the second as Ty Everett fouls that one back into the mid. It's 0-1, 2 retired here in the inning. Everett 0 for 1 as Daly working in this start, his 4th of the year. Up to 41 pitches. The 42nd is high and inside. Only one hit in this game thus far, one error charged to the Blazers. The one hit off the bat of J.C. Spinoza. That made it a 2-0 game on the RBI base hit to left field. The 1-1 pitch from Daly in on the hands, and Everett, I thought it might have hit him. It looks like it might hit the bat once again, and the count moves 1-2. Now the home plate ump and the field ump are going to go talk about something. Could have been a foul ball. It might have been a hit by a pitch. By the reaction of Everett, I'm going to guess it did not hit him, because if it hit him, he would have started walking to first. And they're just going to say foul ball. The infield for Southside from left to right. Shane Philman over at third. Easton Albert at short. J.C. Spinoza at second. Owen Fischel at first. The outfield from left to right. Dennis Pierce, Braylon Gonzalez, and Aiden Butts. Jake Daly's pitch, the 1-2, is in there for a called strike. He gets another one in the inning, the second of the bottom half of the second. And he leaves the runner stranded once again. We'll move to the third. It's 2-0. Southside leads. Dennis Pierce will lead things off here in the road half of the third inning, the three-hole hitter. Step into the right-handed batter's box to face Grayson Kovac, who the Blazers really need to go the distance, as the bullpen, as we have mentioned, has struggled and is depleted in terms of injuries. A lot of guys not able to go recently, as Pierce takes the first pitch strike. Pierce 1 for 3 with 2 walks and the home run on Tuesday. The 0-1 pitch from Kovac, he leaves it low and away. Pierce leading the team in RBIs and extra base hits. 14 RBIs, 7 extra base hits, and he's going to come up with at least one here as he ropes one through the hole. That's going to be a leadoff single for Dennis Pierce.
First baseman, number 22, Owen Fischel.
Logan Sig controls it out in center, gets it in quickly, holds Pierce to first. No extra base hit for him, so that number will stand at 7. And now it'll be Owen Fischel, the first baseman, batting in the cleanup spot, back up. 0 for 1 thus far. He digs into the left-handed batter's box to face the right-handed Grayson Kovac on the hill. The first offering misses outside, and it rolls all the way to the backstop. Pierce will trot into second standing up as he gets by Schollenberger off the tip of the mitt. Blazers currently sitting in the 4th spot in the ECCBL Northern Division at 6-10. They were 2 outs away from making it 7-10, but unfortunately still going to have to finish that completed the game against the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Kovac is 1-0. Misses outside. Pocono currently sitting in the 3 spot in the Northern Division. The top 3 teams in each division make the playoffs. So obviously a critical game for the Blazers. And important that they lead that game 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th with 1 retired and runners on first and second for the Timber Rattlers. The 2-0. Swing and a miss there from Fischel.
That was a hardy swing and a miss, really.
Southside on the other side of things in the Northern Division at the top. The top dog in the ECCBL and in the North. 11-5 record. Important as the 1 seed gets a bye. Runner from second's going. Pierce to third. The throw down from Schollenberger. It's not in time. The field umpire held it off for a second and then eventually gave the safe sign once he saw that Pierce stayed on the bag. So now he's 90 feet away with nobody out in the inning. So Pierce comes through with another stolen bag. He's now 8 for 8. Kovac's 3-1 offering to Fischel. And misses low and inside. And it's a gentleman's 5-pitch walk. Fischel to first, runners on the corners.
Now batting for Southside, number 4, Jackson Rutecki.
Nobody out, still in the top half of the 3rd as we see some movement out in the pen for the Blazers down the right field side. Up to bat now, Jackson Rutecki, the DH. First pitch to him, misses outside. Looks like it's Ben Jones warming up in the bullpen as Schollenberger is going to go talk to Kovac. Kovac up to 56 pitches.
On that talk that Schollenberger had with Kovac, it looks like Vaughn and Ribbon got together as those middle infielders to discuss kind of their strategy with the corners on, no outs, where they're going with the balls here.
Infield isn't too far in as this one's nubbed right out the 3rd. It's going to hold Dennis Pierce at 3rd. And the throw over is going to bounce in the dirt. Braden Black can't control it, and Pierce will come home to score on the throwing error from Everett.
Right fielder, number 21, Aiden Foots.
So Rotecki is aboard to first. He will possibly be credited with the RBI, depending on if that's scored an error. But either way, he's aboard, and at second now is Fischel. Pierce makes it 3-0. Southside leads. Tough for Kovac as Aiden Butts now will come to the plate. Butts shows bunts with runners on first and second. It's placed right in front of the mound. Charging in is the first baseman, Black. The throw over from Kovac is in time. He falls to his back while making the play, and he gets the first out of the inning, but the runners do advance. It's a risky throw there as well after we just saw the throwing error. That could have gone a lot of ways if that goes the other way. And we saw Kovac out in center make a play on Tuesday night where he dove in out in center, charging into the ball, and then tried to make a throwback to first to get a runner on a double play from the ground. And in turn, it went way wire as this one's popped up and out of play.
Certainly an interesting throw, and it just looked like a little bit of miscommunication between Kovac and Black. You know, who's supposed to get that bunt when it falls right in front of the mound? Is it the first baseman or is it the pitchers?
One out in the top half of the 3rd. Runners on second and third as this one's fouled back by Philman. Everett over at 3rd, who just had that throwing error that allowed Dennis Pierce to score. He leads the team in errors now with 5. Count 1-2 with 1 retired here in the road half of the 3rd. It's runners on second and third. Rutecki at second, Fischel at 3rd. Philman leaves that one upstairs. It pops out of the mid at Schollenberger. Charging in from 3rd is Fischel. The throw home, it is not in time as Fischel avoids the tag from Kovac. It's 4-0.
And that's just unfortunate for the Blazers as Schollenberger was able to fire that. Flip it over to Kovac in time, but just the position there in front of the plate didn't get him in time as he dove home.
It's a tough play for Kovac to make that tag as he's charging in from the hill and then facing Schollenberger back by the backstop. When he catches that, he has to turn and locate where Fischel's sliding in. And official avoids the tag, makes it 4-0. Runner still on third. It's Ratecki who advances over as this one's poked through the left side for a one-out base hit RBI. Ratecki home to score, and Shane Philman comes through. It's 5-0.
Southside catcher number 1, Grayson D'Amico.
And the Blazers have stared down this deficit many times here at home. They're 1-7 at home. And unfortunately, the ERA discrepancy at home versus on the road, a large contributor to it. 5.7 ERA at home. On the road, this pitching staff, a 1.9 ERA. Just a shocking discrepancy that just has no real answer.
Wow.
What could contribute to that, I don't really know. Kovac is 1-0. Bounces in the dirt, it's 2-0.
It is so. I mean, there's always those teams, I feel like, every year, every league that just perform way better on the road, and it just seems like that's the Blazers. At home, they just really seem unable to find that juice.
They're 5-3 on the road, 1-7 at home. They were 2 outs away from making it 6-3 on the road, as this one's hit right through the left side once again. D'Amico comes through with a base hit of his own. It's first and second with 1 out in the inning.
Center fielder number 52, Braden Gonzalez.
And now it'll be Gonzalez as Kovac tries to limit the damage to 3 here in the top half of the third. 2 errors charged to the Quakertown Blazers, 4 hits for Southside as they've put up 3 in the half inning. Gonzalez, the left-hander, digs in now as Kovac, his first offering, misses outside. And falling into these holes, it's just not done the Blazers any favors. They've fallen into 5 different 5+ run deficits here at home. Once it gets that bad, it's hard to make it interesting. Kovac will step off. And with the bullpen depleted, not a lot of arms, it's important that the starters go as long as they can, and unfortunately, Kovac has hit a wall here in the top half of the third. Philman stands on second. D'Amico, the catcher, at first. Kovac's fastball misses outside. It's 2-0. Outfield shifted towards left field just a tad.
And Kovac just said a couple sentences that kind of looked like to Schellenberger from the mound to home plate. Don't know what he said, but giving some direction to his catcher.
The 2-0 misses, and it's 3-0 now to Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 1 on the night. He was 0 for 1 with a strikeout on Tuesday, but he's worked himself a very favorable count here. 3-0 pitch on the way with 1 retired in the third. He takes it in for a strike. Kovac's pitch count soaring here as next will be his 71st pitch. The 3-1 misses outside, and it's a 5-pitch walk to Gonzalez, and the bases are loaded. And Coach Mike Fitzgerald will come out to the mound to talk something over as J.C. Spinoza, the guy you don't want to see up if you're Quakertown, will come to the plate. So we'll see if Coach Mike Fitzgerald goes to the pen. We're going to step aside here on the Quakertown Blazers YouTube channel for just a moment. Stay with us here and find out what happens for the Blazers pitching. Grayson Kovac will remain in the game, it appears, as the mound visit ends and the infield disperses back to their normal positions. It's runners on every bag. Shane Philman on third, D'Amico at second, Braylon Gonzalez over at first. At the plate is J.C. Spinoza. He's 1 for 2 already. He had the 2 RBIs to get things going, drawing first blood for Southside. And on Tuesday, he was 3 for 4 with 3 stolen bags, 2 walks, and 3 runs scored. Here Boosted his batting average from 290 to 343 as of late. First pitch to him, he takes it inside. Almost nailed the lower body, and it's 1-0.
That one was certainly close to Espinosa's body there.
Bases loaded with one out here in the road half of the third. Kovac kicks the pitch to Espinosa, lifted in the air high, towering fly ball on the left side of the infield. Ty Everett calling everybody off, and he makes the catch for out number 2, and the runners will stay.
Now batting Southside, shortstop, number 12, Easton Albert.
So now it'll be Easton Albert, the shortstop, trying to add to this 3 spot here in the third inning for Southside.
And that's what the Blazers needed, having that mound meeting. A ball, and the next pitch, high pop out.
Bases loaded. Philman still on third. D'Amico, the catcher, at second. Gonzalez over at first as Kovac will dust the handoff down by the lower body. Albert stands into the right-handed batter's box with 2 gone in the inning. The windup and the pitch. Fastball misses down low. Count 1 ball and no strikes now to Easton Albert. Kovac's next pitch will be 75, trying to get out of the inning and trying to go 3 innings total in this start. The 1-0 delivery. That's in there for a called first strike. Albert steps back in as the runners will take their lead. 2 gone in the inning. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kovac's pitch in there on the outer half of the plate. It's 1-2. Kovac has issued 5 total walks. He's trying to strand the bases loaded here after allowing 3 runs in the third. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Albert. Hard hit ground ball foul. Four hits now for Southside. They have 5 runs to show for it. Count 1-2 with 2 gone now to Easton Albert. Kovac's windup and the pitch. It's fouled once again, this time a little bit closer towards the left field line in the third base bag. And we'll do the 1-2 offering once again. Philman stands on third, 90 feet away. D'Amico, the catcher, at second. Gonzalez over at first. The base is loaded. And a 1-2 count with 2 gone. Kovac, the pitch is flown out to right field. Charging in his Woolwine on the run, and it drops in foul territory. A close play, as it looked like for a second it could have dropped fair. But either way, we'll do the 1-2 once again.
And Woolwine was just a couple feet away. Probably the poles are blocking that, I'm thinking, if you're watching this. But it was a close one before I think he realized it was foul. And I don't know. Looked like he maybe stopped running as hard as he was once he realized it was going to be foul.
Base is still juiced. 1-2 with 2 gone. The pitch to Albert. This one's hitting the air out to center. That's going to be caught by the shortstop, Casey Vaughn. He retreats back into the outfield grass, and the over-the-shoulder grab is made for out number 3. So the bases are stranded. Kovac allows 3 in the top half of the third. We'll move into the home half of the third inning as the Blazers look to respond. It's 5-0. Southside leads. A new pitcher in the game for Southside as Jacob Albert will enter, meaning the day is done just through 2 innings for the starter in this game for Southside. And Jake Daly, the DH on Tuesday, gets the start tonight. He goes 2 innings. His final line, no hits, no runs, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. It'll be Carter Ribbon leading things off, and he takes the first offering for a ball. It's 1-0. Albert, another one of the East Stroudsburg players here for Southside, as that pitch is in for a strike. Count even at 1-1. Ribbon 0 for 1 thus far. Saw his 3-game hitting streak come to a close on Tuesday. Trying to start another one. As that's in for a strike, it's 1-2.
And Easton Albert and Jacob Albert, they're not siblings. I just had to do some same last name.
Yeah.
Figured might as well do some research. Not siblings.
Interesting. The 1-2 pitch misses high and inside. It's 2-2. Ribbon 0 for 3 against Pocono. Last week in the 5 games for the Blazers, 3 for 16 with an RBI and a walk. Holding towards the belt is Albert. He kicks the pitch. It just misses outside. He shakes his head as Albert thought that one found the zone. And a payoff pitch on the way to Carter Ribbon. Ribbon's ready. So is Albert. The lineup and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ribbon down on strikes via the front where it's K, and 1 out now on the 3rd.
Blazers shortstop number 40, Casey Vaughn.
5th strikeout of the night for the Southside pitching staff total. And now it'll be Casey Vaughn.
Well, that's a good start if you're Albert on the mound. Come in, strike out for your first batter. Promising start for him.
Vaughn worked a 4-pitch walk in his first appearance, and he swings at the first offering, fouling it back. It's 0-1. The defensive alignment, not a lineup, alignment remains the same outside of Albert coming in to pitch. It is still Pierce out in left, Gonzalez in center, Butts in right. As the 0-1 on the way. Misses outside, it's 1-1. Philman still at third, Albert at short, Spinoza at second, Fischel at first, Albert on the hill, and D'Amico doing the catching behind home plate for Southside. 1-1 pitch. Misses inside, it's 2-1.
And this has to be one of the few times has the opponent's bullpen come in before the Blazers at home?
I don't think so, at least from what I remember.
Yeah.
2-1 on the way. Fouled back, it's 2-2. The only thing I can think of is when Mike Pasco, who stands on deck currently, he went 7 innings against Scranton in a 1-0 shutout loss. He allowed 2 hits, and the 2 hits were questionable. So I'm pretty sure, I think the starter in that game for Scranton went 6 innings. So I think that was the one game here at home that did not happen.
But
yeah, I see it's not great. 2-2. Chopped in the air high, controlling it is Albert, and he lets it go foul as it took a weird hop down the first base line, and it goes to the right of the first base line. So we'll do the 2-2 once again.
that would have been a nice one if it stayed fair. I'm not sure who would have fielded it between Albert and D'Amico. That I think Vaughn could have been safe there at first on that one.
Wasn't a close play. Probably a smart decision by Albert to let that one roll foul.
Definitely.
So Casey Vaughn, the left-handed hitter, and the shortstop in this game, will dig back in. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning here in the home half of the 3rd. Albert kicks the pitch. Flown back over the pavilion. And we'll do the 2-2 offering once again. Vaughn rocking the purple batting helmet with some dots on the back, it looks like. As Albert looks towards home plate. And the 7th pitch of the at-bat on the way. And misses way outside. Just got away from Albert. And the count moves full. Pasco stands on deck with 1 out here in the 3rd. As Vaughn will dig back in. Awaiting the 8th pitch to the AB. Albert Holds up towards the south side lettering. He kicks in the pitch. Misses outside, and Vaughn works a walk.
Now back to the Blazers, designated hitter number 10, Mike Pasco.
So Pasco will come to the plate as Vaughn will trot down the first and take his base. One out here in the third. A base runner aboard for the Blazers. They've had a base runner in 3 straight innings now. Just have left 4 stranded through the first 2. Bases loaded opportunity for Jackson Schollenberger. He struck out. As Vaughn will take his lead. Vaughn 6 for 7 swiping bags this year. As Pasco takes the first pitch in for a strike. Albert finds the zone. It's 0-1. Lights have gone on here at Memorial Park as the sun begins to set, creating a nice little backdrop for us here in the Quakertown area. Wind continuing to blow as Albert fires back to first. Vaughn slides back safely head first. Wind still blowing to the right of second base from our vantage point. As you see the American flag kicking a little bit more than it was earlier. Albert holds at the belt, the 0-1 pitch, and misses. It's 1-1. Pasco was hit by the first pitch in his first appearance. He's worked the 1-1 count with 1 retired. Blazers still searching for the first hit of the game. That's in for a strike. It's 1-2.
And Pasco thought about swinging at that one, but pulled his bat back at the last second.
Pasco had one of the 2 home runs in yesterday's game against Pocono. The home runs are just coming now in the ECCBL as Pasco leaves that one and it's in for a strike. He's down via the backwards K. 2 outs now in the third. But prior to Tuesday's matchup, we were yet to see a home run here at Memorial Park, and the Blazers had only had 1 home run total. It came from Dylan Broderick on the road. We saw Mason Woolwine go yard, who now steps into the right-handed batter's box. And then yesterday, Grayson Kovac got on the board in the home run category along with Pasco. A runner on first in Casey Vaughn. 2 outs now in the home half of the third inning as the first pitch is in for a strike to Woolwine.
And as Pasco went back to the dugout, he stopped and talked to Woolwine for probably about 20-30 seconds, gave him definitely a couple tidbits there about Albert and the new pitcher on the mound.
Albert's 0-1. Check swing in for a called strike either way. It's 0-2. Woolwine was also a part of the bases loaded stranded opportunity in the first. He reached via a walk drawn against the starter, Jake Daly. He's down an 0-2 hole now with 2 outs in the inning. Runner going, and it's a swing and a miss from Woolwine. Albert gets out of it, this time with the frontwards K. He strands another runner, the 7th left on base for the Blazers in this game through 3. So we'll head to the 4th inning. Southside nursing a 5-0 lead. I'll step aside from the play-by-play duties for the middle 3 innings. Julia Henry will take over. And we'll be back here on the Quakertown Blazers YouTube channel. Stay with us.
we head to the top of the fourth, Ben Jones comes on the mound in relief for the Blazers, and there's been some changes in the outfield too. Grayson Kovac comes in to play center, and Logan Sig moves to left field. So it looks like Matt Curtis is out of the game.
Yeah, so we'll see Ben Jones, who, as you said, Julia, we thought might start this game. Instead, he's the second pitcher entering today as Kovac's day is done. He goes 3 innings and allows 5 runs and 4 hits. For Ben Jones, making now his 6th appearance this year for the Blazers, his last outing June 20th, which is just a week ago, last Thursday against the Pocono Timber Rattlers. He started that game and went 5 innings. He was given the loss as he allowed 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them were earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. The total ERA on the season now at 6.75.
Oh, and it looks like Kovac is coming in from center field, and they'll send, that's Curtis?
I believe that's Matt Curtis, yes. And I think it's Curtis
Sig
going to
will
left, and I think Sig will go to center. I think that's what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was some discussion between the manager, Mike Fitzgerald, and the home plate umpire. Then after that, there was discussion between Dylan Dando and the home plate umpire. And now Chris, the general manager, looks like there's some debate over what's happening with this Blazers outfield.
Why not? Let's throw in some more to the interesting things that have happened. We've seen a guy steal second and then start trotting back to first because he thought it was a foul ball. Yeah. I think that's correct. So we think it's because, so if Kovac was taken out of the pitcher, as the pitcher, can't come back into the game then, unless he was immediately placed out there. I'm not sure. I've lost track.
Yeah, I'm a little lost on what exactly.
Well, either way, he's out. So.
In between innings, we'll try and get a.
Yeah. We'll walkie-talkie down. We've covered the walkie-talkie gate very well here on this channel, so we'll keep it going.
We'll try and figure that one out. It's the first pitch. Okay.
We're getting the walkie-talkie. Okay.
Okay. So that's the update.
Yeah, so Kovac's day is done. Sig is out in the left. Or pardon me, Sig is out in center. Curtis is now in left. I think we've got it now.
Yes. Yes. So an early 2-0 count to Pierce. Swing and a miss from Pierce as Jones records his first strike of the day in relief here.
For Kovac, goes 80 pitches total. His day is done. 3 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 5 walks, and 3 Ks.
Another quick swing and a miss. Oh. I think somehow in our little confusion between what was happening with the outfield, missed a strike. So Dennis Pierce strike out. So 1 batter up and 1 strikeout for Ben Jones. So, just like we saw in relief from Jake Albert, we see the same thing for Ben Jones. Coming in relief, first batter strikeout. 1-0 count to official. And that one's rocketed back over by the mound, over to the second baseman, fired to first for the second out of the inning.
Now back to Southside, designated hitter number 4, Jackson.
And it's nice for Ben Jones to get these first 2 outs quickly, as this is his first appearance in relief since June 8th against Mercer in that doubleheader back here at Quakertown Memorial Park. His last 2 innings were June 20th and June 13th, and now June 27th today. So it's been pretty consistent, a week's gap, and both of them starts.
Strike 1. Okay, so
Yeah, we also
So,
have Dylan Broderick now at second base
so
for catching up.
I guess Dylan Broderick just made that play.
Yeah.
He missed that in the outfield craziness. We missed the infield change.
Yeah, so Carter ribbon out and Broderick in.
Ball 1, 1-2 count with 2 outs to Rutecki.
Ortecki reached via an error on the ground ball to third as Ty Everett throw pulled Black off the bag and Dennis Pierce scored.
Fouled off. And that's something we've seen a lot of from both teams tonight, just fouling off these counts with 2 strikes and keeping them alive for as long as possible.
Also important for Jones to keep the pitch count down, which goes with that. He's currently at 11 pitches.
Swing and a miss, and he gets him. So 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and Southside is retired. And then in the bottom of the 4th, 6, 7, 8 due up for the Blazers. Jackson Schollenberger to lead things off. Had a strikeout with the bases loaded in his first at bat. Looking to get things started here in the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, Schollenberger 2 for 3 yesterday with an RBI through the 5 innings of work offensively for Quakertown. So he was building a nice set of stats there, boosting the currently .312 batting average.
First pitch outside from Albert.
And for Albert, coming in relief, just made his 21st pitch. Dally, the starter in this game, went 2 innings, 3 walks, 4 Ks, but no hits and no runs. So that's all that matters. But he did have the bases loaded at one point in the first. And as you mentioned, Schollenberger struck out. Chance for redemption here.
That pitch is in a little bit upstairs. So quick 3-0 count to Schollenberger.
Wouldn't mind a leadoff walk.
Definitely would not mind that. And there it is. 4-pitch walk from Albert to Schollenberger. Blazers get their first runner on base. It sends Braden Black up to the plate. He had walked in his first at-bat.
If you see a 4-pitch walk and you just had a walk in your first at-bat, I would think the approach, you look and take.
Definitely. That one's inside.
No, 5 straight balls. And if you're, now we're going to see the mound visit. I wasn't expecting it soon. That's what I was about to say. I was going to say, if you're the catcher, D'Amico, I would come out to talk to Albert quickly, get him controlled. And looks like the pitching coach for Southside quickly trotted out as soon as he saw that pitch. Chance for Braden Black to find his first hit here at home at Memorial Park, making his third start of the year. He was gone on a trip, which forced him to miss a couple of games.
As Black takes the opportunity to run over to third base, and manager Mike Fitzgerald to figure out, what should his approach be. Probably, of course, be very relaxed with the strikes he's going to swing at, but beyond that, what's the approach?
Just got a notification that the U.S. men's national team lost to Panama 2-1, so that's unfortunate. It's completely off topic. It's soccer, I know, but that's important, man.
And after that mound visit, the first pitch from Albert is a strike. Strike 2.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a good mound visit then. Immediately finds the zone twice, and it fooled Black as well.
That one had good movement as it ended up inside. Swing and a miss. Out number 1 of the inning for Southside. Matt Curtis steps up to the plate. He struck out during his first at bat.
Yeah, so we've seen the strikeouts a lot, and we're continuing to see it here. It's the 8th strikeout now for Quakertown in this game, but we've seen 5 walks, which that's improvement from the 1 that we saw on Tuesday.
And even that's just evening the ratio out a little bit. 8 strikeouts, 5 walks. It's a little bit more even there than however many strikeouts there were Tuesday compared to the 1 walk.
The season rate is 60 walks to 103 strikeouts. Not a great number.
It looks like there was 8 strikeouts Tuesday to 1 walk. So we're at 8-5 now. Better.
Just the ratio keeps getting a little bit closer to the strikeout side every game, and that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, definitely not what you want, but I'll take the 5 walks.
Yeah. Progress.
So early 0-2 count. Curtis fouls that one off.
Curtis, the 8-hole hitter, so Logan Sig standing on deck. Curtis 1 for 3 on Tuesday against Southside. Had some trouble in left field tonight as well as on Tuesday, trying to make up for it here at the plate.
That pitch is fired in outside. D'Amico shifting over to grab that to prevent Schollenberger from taking the bag.
He's done well behind the plate tonight. We're yet to see a pass ball. Blazers can't relate, unfortunately.
No, they can't, but he has really done a good job of locking in and really sliding over on these pitches. Another one fouled off by Curtis.
Curtis did make up for the errors yesterday as well, as he was 1 for 2 with an RBI, driving in one of the 5 runs that Quakertown scored against Pocono. The team currently sitting in the 3 spot in the North, so they're chasing them for that playoff spot as we are now beyond the halfway point of the season. The game suspended in the 5th inning with 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Quakertown was 2 outs away from recording the win.
That one's popped way high from Curtis. D'Amico looks to get that one. Oh, and he almost secured it. Just turned his glove, and it kind of bounced off the side of his glove. As D'Amico tosses the ball back to Sig, who's on deck. He already had 2 in his glove, I think, and he didn't want the other 2 that Sig was going to give him.
Guess he had his hands full. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. That was great, wasn't it?
Wow.
I'm proud of that one.
As that one's popped way high. Looks like Spinosa's trying to call everyone off, and he secures that catch all the way behind first base.
Blazers still searching for their first hit, but they've left 7 men on base, which that's another interesting stat.
Yeah.
It's kind of rare.
And they did it the last doubleheader? that we had.
What
One
did
of
they
these
do?
games where there was no hits and they scored.
Oh,
that
well, yeah,
run.
the Kovac walk-off. They had no hits through
Yes.
6 and then won the game. But they
Yeah.
had one run prior to that inning off of a pass ball and then error.
That pitch outside to Sig.
I forgot who it was that stole third. It might have been Kovac that stole third, and then the ball got by the third baseman. He came home to score. That was in, I think, the 4th inning. And then in the 7th, they walked things off with a pair of hits. 2-1.
That one's inside, so we've seen both outside and inside from Albert to Sig.
So he had an interesting week last week as well in the 5 games. 2 for 13, but he had 3 RBIs, and that led the team.
Certainly some interesting stats from this Blazers team. That one's popped way high. Timiko looks to get that one. As that one crashes off the roof of the field here.
I enjoy the suspense of waiting to see if it's going to hit the roof and then make a loud thud or if it's going to drop right into his glove, especially because we can't see the ball. The roof is transparent if you can't see on the broadcast. You can't see through it. So we
you
have
say
no idea what's going to happen.
transparent?
I'm sorry, translucent. I get those mixed up all the time. Thanks for correcting me on that. It's like when I said right field the other day and it was left field. Anyways, translucent. Can't see it.
I'm not sure transparent.
Transparent's
would-
clear, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it would do its job in protecting against the sun.
Yeah. No, not. That would just be brutal.
Yeah.
Be brutal. Wouldn't be a problem tonight. Beautiful backdrop, so
It is.
good way to transition into the beautiful sunset.
A 3-1 count to Sig. Albert fires in. Swing and a miss. Full count, so payoff pitch coming here from Albert with 2 outs. Runner on first.
You wouldn't know it if you were listening to this radio style, but there is baseball being played tonight. You wouldn't be able to tell by listening to me, but it's all right. Oh,
Schollenberger was off to second on that one, but strike 3 there. Retires the Blazers, and we go to the 5th.
kind of sucks that this division's so much better. The South Division, the leader's 10-10. The second seed is 10-10. Ours is 11-5 and 11-7. Not really getting any luck here, any breaks.
We head to the top of the 5th. The score is still 5-0 in favor of Southside. As we have 6-7-8. We just saw that go through from the Blazers, but this time for Southside, so we have Butts, Philman, and Zimiko up.
So this is the point of the game where I try to read the scores around the ECCBL, and every time there's a ball put in play. So let's try it. Mercer defeats the Trenton Capitals 7-0, so they are now tied for the top spot in the Southern Division at 10-10. Swing and a miss there. 7-0 win for the Mammoths as Pocono defeats Scranton 4-2. That's big for the Blazers, not good. It is Pocono now at 9-9 in the 3 spot in the North. Scranton drops to 11. Blazers chasing for them.
Strikeout for Butts. So again, a quick strikeout and a quick first out from Jones.
And the other game ongoing, the Trenton Generals against the South Jersey Kings. That score currently 2-1 in favor of South Jersey, who Quakertown will see on Saturday in a doubleheader.
As that ball's flown deep into left field, Curtis is under it, makes the catch. So second out very quickly. Like you said, hard to recount all these scores.
Yeah, it's a good way to get the Blazers out of an inning quick, so I'm going to deploy it whenever I think it's needed. Jones efficient so far. Came into the game in the fourth. Got out of that in 12 pitches. Now 17 pitches, 5 in this inning. He's got 2 outs.
That one's outside for ball 1. To D'Amico, the catcher.
He's had an eventful day behind home plate.
He has. He had a lot of balls popped up foul in his direction the last innings. That one's in for a strike.
Blazers still searching for their first hit offensively. Southside with 4. 1 error charge to Southside, 2 to Quakertown.
So the off speed comes in for a ball. Must have been just a little high maybe, or a little inside.
I think it swooped a little inside there. Good take by the catcher, D'Amico.
So that one looks like it went a little bit outside for ball 3. 3-1 count.
Red batting helmet. Doesn't contrast well.
No. Swing and a miss. So a 3-2 count for D'Amico with 2 outs. Payoff pitch coming here from Jones. Jones gets set, fires. That one's in for ball 4. So that'll send Braylon Gonzalez to the plate.
Just couldn't have the 11 pitch back-to-back inning. He had 11 pitches in his first inning in relief in the fourth. If he got that guy out there, D'Amico, the catcher, would have been another 11 pitch inning. Unfortunately, did not happen.
That pitch is in there for a strike, and Gonzalez is 0-2 on the night with a walk.
This is the 4th of 6 games against Southside for the Blazers. They're currently 1-2 in the season series.
Nice swing and a miss from Gonzalez. Looks like he hit that one off his foot, we're thinking.
He's shaking it off.
Yeah.
This game is still important as Quakertown. I mean, might be a little drastic to ask for them to try to chase that top spot in the division, but the tiebreaker, if it goes to that, is head-to-head record against teams. So that's why that game against Pocono, that will be resumed at a later date to be named later, is ultra important as Quakertown tries to get into the top 3 in the Northern Division. They're currently down in that series against Pocono 2-1, but could even it up.
Pitch from Jones, high for ball 2. Schollenberger pops up. Or ball 1, excuse me, I don't know where I invented ball 2, but 1-2 count. As that ball's hit to first, Black tries to grab it, just bounces off his glove and into right field.
Second baseman.
Calling that an error. I mean, I don't know. I think because it hits off the glove, you go error, but infield hit. All right. So this is why I don't make the decisions. I've been very adamant about MLB's decisions for hits versus errors. I think the way they do it is drastically dumb. The way that we've handled it up here in the booth, I think has been pretty good. I'm just going to say. The official score for the Blazers, which has changed, I think. I don't know. I think Chris has the final call. I'm not sure.
I think.
Whoever has game changer, I like that. Which rotates. See, like in my opinion, like I thought that was a playable ball for Brandon Black. I mean, I could, but in my opinion, that means to me it goes error. But that's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
I guess.
Espinosa hits that one very high as Dylan Broderick at second secures that for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Blazers still looking for their first hit and first run of the game. They were able to get out of the top of the 5th without any damage. Ty Everett, top of the lineup, steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in the night with 2 strikeouts.
Let's get a leadoff base runner again. Had a funny moment during the break. I was on the Phillies Twitter because I was checking the score. And they hadn't tweeted in 46 minutes, which, if you know anything about social media, that's not a good sign. If they're not tweeting in 46 minutes, nothing good's happening. So I missed upstairs. And then in the video they tweeted at that time, 46 minutes ago, the score was 3-0 Phillies, and I just opened it up. It's now 6-4 Marlins in the top of the 8th. So the hypothesis was correct.
Ooh, delayed strike call on the outside of the plate. 2-1 count.
Everett hit .299 at Washington College this year in his sophomore year. Most improved player.
Hard swing and a miss. Evens the count out at 2-2.
He's hitting below the 200 mark so far this year at 192. Still getting that leadoff spot a chance to start things off.
So that one's in for a ball. Full count. Payoff pitch coming from Albert.
Albert up to 47 pitches in relief of Jake Dally, the starter.
Albert fires, and that one's popped way high by Everett. And D'Amico finally gets one he can catch. So pop-out foul there from Everett.
Playing your second baseman, number 23, Dylan Broderick.
So Dylan Broderick has his first at-bat of the night. He came in for a Carter ribbon and hasn't had a plate appearance yet.
Broderick, 3 for 10 against Southside overall this season. Found his first home run of the year last week, though, in the middle of the week.
As that one misses outside.
Broderick hitting .244 this year, 2 extra base hits. One of those 2 the home run.
Ooh, that one a little close. Inside. 2-0 count.
Love the extra chatter from the crowd tonight from Southside. Made a nice trip out here from the road fans. Good showing.
As that one's roped way foul, out of play towards the right side of the field.
Broderick 1 for 3. Did come around to score the one time he reached base yesterday against Pocono.
That pitch is fired. And that one goes foul. You know, right fielder and Butts really hustled, tried, but kind of the same thing as Woolwine. Once he saw that it was 100% foul, put on the brakes a little bit and let it drop.
He was hustling to it. He made up a lot of ground. I thought for a second I was hoping it was going to drop fair, and then after the play I was like, well, I'm kind of glad it didn't drop fair because he was going to get to it if it was.
Yeah.
Opposite field, too, for Broderick, and the outfield isn't shaded towards right. Just a lot of range out there and right from Butts, who had the home run yesterday, or Tuesday, pardon me.
That pitch in from Albert. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Looks like it hit the home plate ump there. They'll give him a minute to walk that one out.
Yeah, normally you see it the other way around with the home plate ump into the catcher. But, yeah, it just snuck by. D'Amico's glove. Just walking it off. I'll stun you, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like he's kind of...
He's laughing it off
Yeah, I
with
was
the
going to
trainer.
say laughing it off. It looks like he, he said something to D'Amico, probably like hey, you're supposed to block that one for me.
Yeah. So Albert up to 53 pitches. He's down in the count here at 3-1. Still looking for a base runner here in the 5th. Still searching for their first hit are the Blazers as well. But I believe you said they left 8 men on base so far. Same as the Southside, though. So if you're looking for the positive, there's that. Unfortunately, it's 5-0 Southside, so doesn't do you much good. But 3-2. Yeah, 3-2.
So another full count from Albert. Payoff pitch coming here. That one's outside for a walk.
Shortstop number 4, Casey Vaughn.
Good plate appearance from Broderick, especially after having to kind of sit around there after that pitch hit the home plate, unfortunately. So he had some time to think about that payoff pitch coming.
So now Casey Vaughn steps up to bat, and he's 0 for 2 on the night with 2 walks. So he's,
Leads the team in
probably-
walks, so that checks out. 14 now total.
Yes, definitely discipline at the plate, but there's got to be a part of him that's itching for a nice ball to hit after back-to-back walks tonight. So he takes,
Wow.
took that one for a strike. A little bit inside, I would say, but I don't make the calls.
So that ball might have dinged the home plate umpire a little bit harder. He's all right. He's shaking off.
As that's another inside pitch. That time for a ball. D'Amico fired it quickly back to the first baseman in Fischel, but Broderick able to hustle back in time. Albert looks Broderick back at first. Gets ready. Fires that one inside. So all 3 pitches have been relatively in the same place. Just the last 2 have been a little bit more inside than the first, apparently.
Vaughn's discipline, though, is something we should talk about a lot more. 2 walks in this game leads the team. I mean, it's respectable how possesses that much. That pitch is the same spot.
D'Amico will go out to talk to Albert on the mound. And we've seen a lot of success from these mound talks. Maybe a call to the bullpen?
No, probably not middle of the batter. I mean,
I would think it seems like maybe soon or warm up.
Yeah.
The Southside
No.
bullpen.
he just pointed to him.
Oh. Alrighty. Looks like there'll be a pitching change. The Southside bullpen was all kind of sitting in the bullpen dirt, so wasn't sure what Dylan Dando was motioning to, but they'll send in someone. As we've talked about, these Southside numbers are difficult to read as they're white numbers outlined in very faint black on top
Yeah.
of white jerseys.
Yeah, with the black gradient. So we'll step aside. We'll tell you about the next pitcher when we find out who it is. Hopefully soon. Can't see the number right now. Hopefully we find it in the next couple of minutes. So stay with us here on the Blazers YouTube channel.
So Trey Sajeski takes the mound for Southside in relief, and it's something you don't see that often, having a relief pitcher come in the middle of the at-bat. So ball 4 to Casey Vaughn.
Now back to the Blazers.
Well, I can tell you one thing. He still likes the inside part of the zone there as he went to the same spot as the relief pitcher
And that's a
before him.
tough spot coming in with a 3-1 count. A lot of pressure there. But now runners on first and second in Broderick at second, Vaughn at first, as Mike Pasco, the DH, steps into the box. The first batter to have a full at-bat against Sajeski. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Quakertown has seen Sajeski before. It was back on June 4th against Southside, that road victory for the Blazers. 2 2/3 innings pitched in that game. 51 total pitches.
Pasco swings and misses again. Quick 0-2 count. Or, I don't know.
In that outing against Quakertown, though, 5 earned runs, 6 hits in the 15 batters he saw.
Pascal fouls that one off. Stays alive.
It's been a long time since Sajeski's been on the hill as well. It's been 9 days. Scranton was his last outing, 2 innings pitched in that game. He's given the loss 4 hits and 2 runs. So chance here for Quakertown. Bullpen's not the greatest for Southside. It's probably the one weakness they have on this team.
So that one's outside. D'Amico almost fires down to first. But Vaughn runs back and there's no throw. 1-2 count to Pasco.
Still searching for their first hit. Now will be a great time.
Now would certainly be a great time with 2 runners on. So that one's fouled way high over the roof, I guess, towards the right side of the field. So Pasco's finding a way to stay alive in this at bat.
Yeah, for just joining us, Rock Pellegrino joined alongside Julia Henry. 8 total men left on base for the Blazers, but still no hits. They've had the bases loaded at one point, first and second as well. Same opportunity here.
And I'm.
Said he went around.
Is that what the call was? We're going with he went around. So.
Yeah, because he pointed at him. It was close, and obviously we don't have the angle up here, so I'm not going to say
Yeah.
whether he did go or not. It was definitely close, though. That's
It
all
was, yeah.
all I
Had to
have on it.
consult the field ump there.
Yeah.
So before making the official rolling behind the plate. So Mason Woolwine steps up. Another guy 0 for 2 on the night, but had a walk in the first inning. Takes first pitch for strike one.
And we talked about the home and away discrepancies for Quakertown. One of it, runners in scoring position, batting average 237 with runners in scoring position on the road. At home, 133.
And Mason Woolwine, he's faced 3 different pitchers in all 3 of his at-bats. That's something that also is a little bit uncommon as he's quickly down 0-2 in the count.
It's been hot as of late. Need him to stay hot. 7 for his last 21.
Sajuski gets ready and fires that one in for ball 1.
Actually, 8 for his last 23 if you include yesterday's non-concluded game.
D'Amico looking to frame. It looked like he was framing an outside pitch, but that one looks like it was fairly middle of the plate and high for ball 2.
2-2 with 2 gone. Runners on first and second. Could get aggressive. Who knows? Maybe wait for the full count, if anything, but they're off on contact at least.
Sajuski fires that one in, that time hitting the outside part of the plate for ball 3. So full count with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Payoff pitch coming to Woolwine here. Very important pitch.
And the runners will be off, so a base hit could score 2. An extra base hit, definitely.
The runners are off. Ball 4 to Woolwine. So Jackson Schollenberger steps up to the plate. Another situation with 2 outs and the bases loaded for him. And now that, second opportunity in this, he really needs to get a hit here.
And he's thinking about the first appearance. He stayed alive in that count. I think he fouled 4 pitches back in an 0-2 hole and then made it 1-2 and then struck out in the slider outside in the other batter's box. It was just a tough pitch, had some great movement. Chance for redemption now. That hole in between second and short is pretty big right now.
That one is fouled out over the right field. And even there's a massive gap between those out. The corner outfielders are truly playing to the corners, and center fielder is very much in center, so there's a lot of space in between them.
Hit to the gap, and either left or right center will clear the bases.
Definitely. Schollenberger takes that one down and inside for strike 2, so a quick 0-2 count.
Well, do you believe in deja vu, or do you think it's true? Well, it certainly is here. 2 strike count, 2 outs to Schollenberger, bases loaded.
Sajuski fires that one in. Schollenberger fouls it off down the third base line.
Pitches inside, in on the hands, just trying to stay alive. You got to just make sure you don't go down looking here.
Certainly. Schollenberger steps in the box.
Black on deck.
Sajuski looking, fires. That one's outside for ball 1.
That's a close take. Whew.
Certainly a close take, as we've seen all season that outside corner being a strike by almost every ump, and just must be the way the dimensions are here. Sajuski fires that one in. Schollenberger swings and a miss. So once again, he strikes out with the bases loaded, stranding 3 men on base, and we head to the top of the 6th.
looked up here immediately. Yeah. I think you said the final number was 8, and he just immediately fist one right in the air.
And we head to the top of the 6th, Easton Albert.
A walkie-talkie going on.
Walkie-talkie. Always providing some quality entertainment for the broadcast. As the pitch from Jones is in for a strike to Easton Albert, who, like we said earlier, is not the brother of Jake Albert.
The more you know. Jones has done a really solid job in relief. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but through 2 innings of work, 1 hit allowed, 1 walk, and 3 Ks, and he's done it efficiently well. 28 pitches in the 2 innings.
As that one's flown way out of play on the right side of the field. We've seen that. We saw a lot of them hit back into the poles here, and recently we've seen a lot go to the right field. But and as we were saying, that's where the wind was going earlier. But it looks like it's died down as the American flag stands still. So strikeout for Easton Albert, and Ben Jones remains 3 for 3, perfect on first batter strikeouts through his relief appearance tonight.
4th total strikeout as well. He's finding the zone well. And now he gets the toughest guy in the lineup for Southside and Dennis Pierce.
That one's fouled off.
That was close. Off speed just kind of hung out over the middle there. Pierce was on it, just under it.
Jones was able to strike out Pierce when he faced him as his first batter in relief. But second time around, that one's inside for ball 1. Evens the count out at 1-1.
5 hits to none in favor of Southside, and the scoreboard in the runs category says the same.
Another pitch in the same position for ball 2. Jones rocks back, fires that one in, and Pierce ropes that one way high, but it looks like the center fielder is able to grab that one. So Sig grabs that one in center field, as that one was just had a little bit too much air time for out number 2.
And just a tad under it. Still had some nice pop to it, as you could tell. So good job by Jones to get the first 2 hitters and 2 of the toughest hitters in this lineup. He's been able to get Spinoza. He's been able to get Albert. He's been able to get Pierce. He's doing a good job.
Definitely. Official steps up to the plate. That one's high for ball 1. And Jones, he's retired the first 2 batters all 3 innings so far. So really a strong relief appearance so far. So that one misses outside.
Appreciate you tuning in here on the Blazers YouTube channel, as there's probably nothing else going on substantial in this country at the current moment.
That one's in for strike 1. Two 2-1 count. It's official. That one's in for ball 3. nabs the outside corner.
Sorry, he was in the 3-1 hole before Ben Jones, and he still worked back into the count. I would think these Southside hitters are getting antsy. They want to swing at something.
Strike 2.
It's beautiful.
That had very nice movement on it to just start outside and work its way back to the center of the plate. So 3-2 count, 2 outs. Payoff pitch here from Jones. This one's popped. Logan Sig gets it on the bounce. So it'll be a base hit single for Fischel. Good fielding by Sig there. Lets it bounce. Doesn't.
Took the words out of my mouth, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen some interesting outfield fielding in the past couple games. So smart with 2 outs. Just let it take that bounce, fire it in, keep it a single. So they had.
Yeah, no reason to dive. Just keep it in front of you.
Yes.
Keep the runner at first.
Jackson Rutecki steps into the plate. First pitch to him is in for ball, I think. Yes. Jones fires. That one's fouled way hard down the first base line.
That's a couple feet to the left. That's probably scoring Fischel from first.
Yeah, that was a very hard hit ground ball. Jones looks, fires. That one's in for a ball.
Sun is basically set here at Memorial Park. You can see a tad of the sun and the orange out to left field, but mostly gone. All the lights here at Memorial Park.
As that ball is hit way foul down out of play through the left side of the field, and that's.
Is that a motorcycle or like a? I don't know if the broadcast is picking it up. Is that a motorcycle or like someone cutting some with like a weed whacker?
No, it's definitely a motor.
Yeah.
It's some motorized thing. As that one's fouled back, same place over the left side of the roof.
Some type of motorized vehicle. Anyways, back to the baseball game at hand. Deuces are wild.
Yeah. Haven't said that yet this broadcast. Another one that's rocked way hard down that first base line that if it goes fair, it's Fischel's definitely taking 2 bags, if not going home.
Cody Barberio trotting out the remaining balls in the dugout, rocking the Quakertown shirt. He unfortunately is hurt for this team.
Finally hits one fair down that first base line. But it only sends Fischel to second, so runners on first and second with 2 outs as Aiden Butts steps up to the plate.
It's good base running, in my opinion, from Fischel, not trying to stretch one out to third there. You don't make the last out at third, and Woolwine's got an arm. We've seen it.
Yes.
So good job staying at second, staying in scoring position, and giving your guy Aiden Butts a chance to score you with a base knock instead.
Aiden Butts fouls off that first pitch. And his pitch count has to be climbing up a little bit this inning as...
It's up to 51.
Yeah. He had very efficient first inning in relief, 11 pitches. Second one was also fairly efficient. But there's been a lot of foul balls in the top of the 6th inning. So that one's in for a ball, evening the count at 1-1.
52 pitches, 34 of them strikes or balls in play.
Good ratio there.
Indeed.
Bats checking back. Fischel at second before firing that one in for a ball, 2-1 count.
I think Butts likes this Memorial Park after he went yard the other day. I'm sure he's a big fan of it.
You would think he'd be a fan of the way the ball carries here. It looks like the wind's picked a little bit back up.
He's been a heavy pull hitter so far from the 5 at-bats that I've seen, so see if he tries to find off speed here.
swing and a miss. You can see he's a little frustrated with that one as it moves the count 2-2. That was kind of a half-hearted swing. Wasn't full effort there. They definitely not very happy with that one.
Let's try it again. Deuces are wild. 2-2, 2 outs.
Jones fires that one, and he goes. Swing and a miss. That'll retire Southside. So we head to the bottom of the 6th with the score still 5-0 in favor of Southside.
Is it that, wait, run around, is it like Sue or something? Run around? No. Sue. That's why I thought we might have been going. I know that one.
Leading off for the Blazers is Braden Black, another guy who's 0-2 on the night. It's been a consistent stat, a walk and a strikeout, as the batters have this third plate appearance.
Still Sajeski on the hill for Southside. He recorded 2 outs in the last half inning in relief of Jake Albert, who went 2 1/3 with 4 walks, 5 Ks, no hits and no runs. Dally, no hits and no runs as well in the start.
Ball 2.
And Braden Black, he's been working counts as well. The plate discipline has been shown off, and I'd like to see it start off an inning, as it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the hitters that are due up for the Blazers.
Yes. Strike 1.
And Black was 0 for 1 with 2 walks in the suspended game against Pocono.
That one's fouled off. 2-2 count. And this is something we've seen for both teams all game, and I've mentioned it a couple times, just competitive at bats. And that's just something we haven't really seen consistently through entering the 6th inning from both teams. So it's nice to see that tonight. As that pitches in, he hits the outside corner, but that'll be a ball. Full count, and that's a pitch that probably could have gone either way, and we've probably seen calls either way throughout the night.
Just a bit outside.
Sajeski fires in the payoff pitch.
Oh,
Black looks back at the home plate ump. He was ready to toss his bat and take his bag, but that'll be a backwards K.
pitch was a tad closer, but I still think it's too
Yeah.
close to take with 2 strikes. I thought it was outside, but I don't think you could take that in the full count.
It's certainly been a challenge for us in the booth to kind of predict
Find the strike
where
zone,
these
yeah.
outside pitches are going to fall, because it's really difficult to figure out which one's a strike and which one's not. As Curtis pops that one way high, Dennis Pierce is sprinting, catches that one in foul territory, deep foul territory, left field line for our out number 2.
Tell you what, he's got some speed out in left field for having 6 home runs as well. He covered a lot of ground there.
He did. So Logan Sig, the 9-hole hitter, steps up to bat with 2 outs.
Not your typical just hit for power guy.
Sajeski fires that one in. I think that, yeah, that hit D'Amico. It's the catcher will walk that ball back to Sajeski, give him a little bit of time to shake that one off.
The relief pitchers in this game are all doing a great job between Albert Sajeski and Ben Jones. It's a nice change of pace from the usual relief performances that we see here at Memorial Park.
Definitely. Sajeski fires that one in outside.
Haven't seen the shift on at all.
No. So that one's inside there, almost a little bit too inside as Sig moves back. Ball 2, 2 on count. Sajeski rocks back, fires that one in. Sig fouls that one back over to the right side. And that's what we've seen. We've seen a lot of right-handed batters fouling it over to the right side over this roof, and the lefties fouling it over the left side of the roof. So the count's even at 2-2.
Let's jinx the no-hitter. Blazers have no hits.
And jinx didn't work. Another backwards K to Sajeski. 2 in this inning. So once again, the Blazers are retired with no hits and no runs. We head to the top of the 7th.
Back here for the top half of the 7th inning, Southside due up in the road half of the 7th. It's still Ben Jones on the hill for the Blazers, and his first offering is fouled. Takes some spin. It was back in play, but it's a foul ball, 0-1. It's 7-8-9 for Southside. Shane Philman, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI, will lead things off, followed by the catcher D'Amico and Gonzalez, the 9-hole hitter. Blazers currently being no hit through 6. As Jones' offering is fouled hard into the protective netting. That sent some fans into a brief jump scare.
This is the fun of playing a team that's closer and there is that travel. It's fun to get all the crowd reactions that we normally don't get.
As Jones gets another strikeout, this time to lead off the inning, 1 gone in the 7th.
And he's 4 for 4 on leadoff strikeouts.
That's an impressive stat.
But definitely.
His 6th total of the night in relief. This is his 4th inning of work in relief. You said, Julia, we thought he might start this game. Kovac went 3 innings in the start, 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 5 walks, and 3 Ks. First offering here to D'Amico is in for a called first strike. And Jones now through 3 1/3. 3 hits, no runs, 6 Ks, and 1 walk.
And that's the 9th strikeout from this Blazers pitching staff. And talking about things that need to happen, you know, obviously it's unfortunate the Blazers are no hit right now, and they've struck out 13 times. But the pitching staff of the Blazers has been able to get 9 strikeouts of their own. So even 13-9 is another one of those better ratios. Not really great for either team, actually kind of terrible for both teams, but at least both teams are struggling with that tonight. And it's equal struggling almost.
2-1 offering here to D'Amico, misses, and it's 3-1 now to the catcher, Ben Jones, pitching on the hill. To Jackson Schollenberger, who's doing the catching. Ty Everett over at third. Casey Vaughn at short. Dylan Broderick at second. Braden Black is at first. 3-1 pitch with 1 gone. That's in for a strike and a payoff on the way. Out in the outfield, it's still Matt Curtis in left, Logan Sig in center, and Mason Woolwine in right field. Ben Jones now up to 63 pitches. The 64th will be a payoff on the way to D'Amico, the catcher, and he gets a swing and a miss. Back-to-back frontwards Ks.
Center fielder, number 52, Braden Gonzalez.
2 gone now in the 7th as the relief performance for Ben Jones continues.
Double digits in strikeouts.
Beautiful.
Definitely.
So now Gonzalez, who pinch hit on Tuesday, is 1 for 2 thus far. He goes first pitch swinging, and it's a slow roller to first. Braden Black has it, and he steps on the bag for a quick 1-2-3 inning. The first 2 outs via the strikeout for Ben Jones, and then he gets a ground ball on the first pitch to Braylon Gonzalez. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th as the Blazers still search for their first run and their first hit. Not say much there. Yeah. For both the USA or for one and one? One for Panama? Really? I don't know what I know. Top of the order due up here for the Blazers, and Ty Everett, the third baseman in this game, will lead things off as they look for their first hit. No hit through 6. It's happened before, and the Blazers came away with a win on a doubleheader, the first of the 2 weeks ago. We had Red Hot Chili Peppers playing throughout the break. Hopefully that ignites the rally. First offering here from Sajeski. It's fouled into the protective gear of D'Amico for first strike.
And we've seen Everett be very aggressive in all of his at-bats. Through the first 3, through the first pitch of the 4th, but just hasn't worked out for him so far.
Everett 0 for 3, as you said. He's dropped below the 200 mark in the batting average category as that one pops back off the glove, I guess, of D'Amico. That's interesting. Either way, the pitch missed, I believe, so it's 1-1. I don't think I've ever seen a ball take a hop off the catcher's gear like that.
Yeah, that was interesting. And another one that was, wish your runner was on base for that one.
Yeah. That's always what happens with the Blazers. When there's a pass ball, there's nobody on. Everett flies this one
Oh,
through the gap. It finally happened, and it's onto the table down by the Blazers staff. That's great.
that that took some interesting hops there.
A lot of fans are taking notice of it now. It's happened. Was that the first time? It hasn't happened before, right?
No.
That's the first time.
It kind of feels like.
Mark it down. Mark the date. As Everett
Oh.
swings and rips this one out the center, ranging back as Gonzalez, the center fielder. Now he turns, trying to locate it. He comes in and he makes the catch. What an eventful first down on a fly out the center.
Blazers second baseman, number 23, Dylan Broderick.
He immediately started running back towards the 390 sign. Then he looked up, found the ball, and realized he was going too far back. Almost looked like Marcelo Zuna out in left field, if you've seen that clip before. And then turned around, found the ball, and made the catch, falling to the ground in front of him. So out number one.
It's certainly, eventful at bat.
Interesting game thus far, to say the least. How many did you say the Blazers have left on base? Do you have that total?
11.
11 left on base, and
But
they have no hits.
Southside's left 10 on base. So
Okay.
there's a 5-run difference, but there's a one person left on base difference.
Yep. So now it'll be Dylan Broderick. Sajeski kicks and the pitch is in for a called first strike. One out here in the home half of the seventh as the Blazers try to battle back from a 5-0 deficit. Southside created that via a 1-out, 2 RBI base hit from J.C. Spinoza in the second. That gave him 2 runs. As the 0-1's in for a strike to Broderick, it's 0-2. And they followed that up with 3 runs of their own in the top half of the third. Sajeski up to 34 pitches in relief. Here's the 0-2 with 1 gone. Broderick rips this one out the center. That's going to drop in for a 1-out base hit. And Broderick's aboard.
Now back for the Blazers, number 4, shortstop, Casey Vaughn.
And now to be Casey Vaughn. Top of the order trying to get things done here as Broderick stands on first. And now the shortstop to the plate.
Let me.
Doing the math.
Oh, yes. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this right.
Pasco stands on deck as Sajeski, the right-hander, holds at the belt, and his first offering to Vaughn misses outside.
But I believe that's the Blazers' first. It's their first hit, but
It is.
I don't know where I was going with this.
It's the first hit. That's substantial enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it starts to rally as Vaughn swings and misses. Thought he was trying to check the swing there. And now it's 1-1. First hit of the game comes in the bottom of the seventh for Quakertown. 7 hits for Southside thus far. Sajeski on the hill working with 1 out in the seventh. The pitch. That's inside. Defensive alignment still the same for Southside. It's Dennis Pierce out in left field. Braylon Gonzalez in center. Aiden Butts out in right. Shane Philman at third. Easton Albert at short. J.C. Spinoza, the second baseman, and the leadoff man. And Owen Fischel at first. Doing the catching, Reese D'Amico as Sajeski kicks and the pitch is fouled back. It's 2-2 now to Casey Vaughn. Sun completely gone. All darkness and the field just lit up by the 4 poles of lights here at Memorial Park. Visible to the broadcast. 1 out in the home half of the seventh. Casey Vaughn at the plate. Here's the 2-2 offering. Outside. Vaughn leaves it, and a payoff pitch on the way. Vaughn, 3 walks thus far in this game. He leads the team in walks with 15 total now. How about number 4? Broderick stands on first. Sajeski ready. He kicks the pitch. Runner's going, and it misses. Vaughn works a walk. There's ball 4. I don't know why the crowd's reacting. So Casey Vaughn will take his base as he works the payoff pitch into a walk.
Now back for the Blazers, number 10, Mike Pasco.
Sorry, go ahead, Julie.
I was going to say, we've talked about consistency, and consistency, a key word in sports. You know, after interviewing on Tuesday night, Coach Dambo and Pierce, the left fielder, both of them spoke about how the keys to their success isn't that they're any more talented. It's that they're just able to do what they do more consistently. They pitch strikes more consistently.
Sounds like
They
my
hit
golf
more
game.
consistently. That was kind of the reasoning. And the Blazers tonight have just been more consistent at the plate, more patient, able to work these walks. Still haven't scored anyone, but I think it's been a lot improvement, than the more aggressive, other different approaches we've seen.
It's runners on first and second. Vaughn on first. In scoring position, it's Broderick. At the plate, it's Mike Pasco. He's down a 0-2 hole quickly here as he fouls the first two offerings from Sajeski back. The right-handed reliever back on the bump and set. Now set 0-2 on the way, coming to Mike Pasco, the DH. Swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout. Pasco down via the frontwards K. 2 gone in the inning.
Blazers right fielder, number 31, Mason Woolwine.
So now it'll be Mason Woolwine to the plate.
I was going with this, but then I lost it in my train of thought. Is Casey Vaughn's consistency to work those 4 walks? I mean, as a hitter, walks, you want walks because you want to advance the base, but you want to hit. That's your goal. So to have that patience, to be able to work those 4 walks, credit to him tonight in the box.
Woolwine takes the first offering inside for a ball, 1-0. I think the other thing about Vaughn is that he tends to stand pretty far to the inside of the batter's box. I think that gives some pitchers some trouble when they try to pound the inside of the zone. They're kind of scared of hitting them, maybe. I think we'll see if that trend continues. Count 1-0 now to Mason Woolwine, who had the first home run here at Memorial Park this season. He leaves that one low and away, and it's a 2-0 count to the right fielder.
And he's usually the first lefty the pitchers see, so I think that's always something to be said when you go from the righties to the first lefty. I think that always throws them off a little bit.
Woolwine has an 8-game hitting streak, trying to extend it here. He takes that pitch on the inside corner for a strike. It's 2-1. Woolwine, a 4-digit OPS last week in the 5 games, 1.006. 2-1 on the way. This one shot to right field, should get down, and it will. On his way to third is Broderick. He will stop there, and the bases are jammed with 2 out. Have you heard this before? It'll be a bases loaded, 2 out plate appearance for Jackson Schollenberger.
And Schollenberger, well, it looks like Southside might go to their bullpen here, maybe. But Schollenberger's seen this situation twice tonight and really does not want to repeat his luck. But you also feel for the poor guy that this is the 3rd time he has to deal with this scenario tonight.
Indeed. It's a lot of pressure as he comes to the plate in the same spot he saw the previous 2 times at the plate. So the day is done for Sajeski. He goes 2 1/3. He allows 2 hits, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. No runs, but he has 3 runners aboard that could be charged to him if they come across. So Southside will make a pitching change. We'll step aside. Stay with us here. The base is loaded and 2 outs here on the Blazers YouTube channel. New pitcher on the hill, and this is quite ironic. His name is Rocco Visito. If you're not familiar, Rocco Pellegrino in the booth joined alongside Julia Henry. Third time I've seen a fellow Rocco, and it could not have come at a bigger spot here in this game. The bases are loaded. Dylan Broderick stands on third. Casey Vaughn is at second, and it's Mason Woolwine at first. At the plate, it's Jackson Schollenberger. Third time's the charm, hopefully.
Yeah.
He struck out in his first 2 appearances with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the inning. A chance here in the 7th. It's the lefty on the hill, Rocco Visito in relief. He holds at the hip and fires. The first pitch is way inside. It's 1-0. It almost hit him.
And Schollenberger definitely, I mean, this is one of those times where probably the mental aspect of the game really comes into play.
1-0 on the way from Visito. This one's flown in the air, pop back out of play. It's 1-1. Blazers find their first 2 hits of the game here in this half inning. Off the bat of Dylan Broderick, then Casey Vaughn works a walk, and Mason Woolwine comes through. Opportunity here for Schollenberger to try to avenge the demons of the bases loaded with 2 gone in the inning. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Visito holds at the belt. He kicks in the pitch. This one's fouled towards the visiting team's dugout and off it, and it's 1-2.
And if you're Schollenberger, this is one of those, mental you just really have to flush all your previous at-bats. You just have to be focused on facing this new pitcher from the bullpen, and not even thinking about the bases being loaded and there being 2 outs. You just really have to focus on each pitch, and the bat hitting that ball, I think, is the key to success here as he faces this situation for the 3rd time.
Visito, the lefty, the 1-2, swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Schollenberger with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the game. And 3 more men left on base for the Blazers. So they find their first 2 hits of the game, but it results in no runs. They leave the bases loaded, stranded for the 3rd time. We'll head to the 8th inning. It's 5-0. Southside leads. Today feels great to me because of how hot it's been recently. That's unfortunate. Still Ben Jones. Feel bad for him too, man. Pitching a gem and just can't get any offensive support. I would have too. I'd be fuming right now. I don't blame you. You know, he went to Utah. Yeah, he got drafted by Utah. Please give me a Matt Gelb tweet that says he's fine. Please give me a Matt Gelb tweet that says he's fine. J.C. Spinoza will lead things off here in the top half of the 8th inning for Southside, who currently hold a 5-0 lead. They gained back in the 2nd inning off the bat of this very man. J.C. Spinoza, the leadoff hitter, with 2 RBIs on a 1-out base hit through the left side. Takes the first pitch from Ben Jones and misses. It's 1 ball and no strikes to the second baseman. What's the total number of men left on base now, Julia, for the Blazers?
Blazers have stranded 14.
Not ideal.
No, not ideal.
2 hits in this game, both coming in the bottom half of the 7th inning. As Jones still working in relief. 2-0 pitch misses, and it's 3-0 quickly to Spinoza. For Ben Jones in relief, he's done a solid job thus far. Actually, a really good job thus far.
I would use a better
Yeah.
adjective than solid.
4 innings
Excellent
pitched,
job.
3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. About as good as he possibly can do as Spinoza flies this one back out of play. Gets the green light, and it moves to 3-1. Spinoza in the game on Tuesday. The MVP of that game, 3 for 4 with 2 walks, 3 runs scored, and 3 stolen bags, showcasing why he's the leadoff hitter.
And he hasn't done that tonight.
And he works a walk.
Makes the walk, but it still makes him 0 for 4 as he's popped out twice to the
1 for 4.
to the infield.
He had the RBI.
Oh yes. He had the 1 RBI, but
Yeah.
strikeout, pop outs, walk.
So now it'll be Easton Albert. He's 0 for 3 with a K. He digs in now, facing Ben Jones with Spinoza on first. We'll see if he gets the green light to steal. Thought about going, then pulled back. The pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. Spinoza, a perfect 13 for 13 stealing bags.
He has a lot of. He takes a big jump, but I think that's one of the keys to his success. He takes a lot larger of a jump than other guys, and like we said, that's probably a key reason he's in this leadoff position.
Jones is 1-0, misses inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Spinoza still taking the lead before that pitch, but then retreating back.
Both bullpens have people warming up.
That pitch bounces in the dirt, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to Easton Albert. Southside tries to start this inning with back-to-back walks. Even if it ends in a loss, looking for the positives here for the Blazers, it's nice that Jones found this rhythm in relief, possibly could carry it into the next one, and then even more important that they have not had to use as many arms as they are used to here at home. We've seen 5 or 6 guys come out from the pen in one game, and we saw 6 straight walks on Tuesday from Caden DiCiotto in relief. When stuff like that happens, it gets hard as the games carry on through this summer season that just keeps going. We have the All-Star break coming up, but it's not much of a break. It's just, I believe, 4 days off from Wednesday to Sunday. As that pitch is in for a strike, it's 3-1 now to Albert. The All-Star game will be here at Memorial Park on July 6th. I believe you said 6 p.m.?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. first pitch. We'll have it broadcasted here. If there's a home run derby before it, it will as well. Spinoza's going. The pitch is in for a strike. The throw down is off. No, it's in time. What a tag by Broderick, who slides into the bag, catches it off his right side, and brings it back to tag Spinoza out for the first time as Schollenberger nabs him. He's 13 for 14 now. 2 gone in the inning, or 1 gone in the inning, pardon me.
And there's a lot of chatter from both fans, both kind of shocked that that was an out, but again, from our vantage point, it's hard to see second base, so it was a close one.
Payoff pitch on the way. Hard hit ground ball to the right side. Ranging over to his left is Broderick, and he boots it. It rolls all the way in the foul territory. A huge turn from Albert. Now he retreats back to first base, and he's aboard with 1 out.
Southside left fielder, number 9, Dennis Pierce.
Yeah, now it'll be Dennis Pierce, who will dig into the right-handed batter's box with a man on first and 1 retired. Tough play for Broderick, who had to come a long way over from his initial starting spot on that play.
But good backup in that right field area from Woolwine to keep the runner at first. And we've gave credit to Woolwine all season. He's really done an excellent job of hustling and being that backup and getting to those balls as quickly as possible and keeping that runner at first.
Pitch misses inside from Jones to Pierce. It's 1-0. Pierce 1 for 3 today. He was 1 for 3 on Tuesday as well with the home run. Hard hit ground ball through the left side. That's going to skip into left field for a 1-out base hit. The runner advances to second with 1 retired.
First baseman, number 22, Owen Fisher.
And now it'll be the cleanup hitter Owen Fischel and the first baseman, with Albert standing on second in scoring position and Pierce at first. Ben Jones trying to preserve his scoreless outing in relief of the starter in this game, Grayson Kovac.
And I think you'll take that hit from Pierce, who's one of the most dangerous hitters in all of the ECCBL. You know, you've talked about his OPS, his 6 home runs, his batting average. You'll take a single from him.
1 out here in the inning as this one skied in the air and hooks out of play, foul down the left field side. Towards the volleyball court over there. It's gotten some use from myself and the friend group recently. It's a nice volleyball court over there, I will say. It's a 9 out of 10, I'll give it. 0-1 now to official with one retired. Runners on first and second. Jones holds at the belt. Looks the runner back twice. He kicks the pitch. Off speed is ripped right at Broderick. He catches it, goes back to second. It's in time for a double play. Dylan Broderick showcasing the defensive skills in this half inning. Double play there on a line drive. Hit right to the second baseman. So we'll head to the home half of the 8th inning. 5-0, Southside leads. It'll be 7-8-9 here for the Quakertown Blazers in the home half of the 8th inning. Braden Black will lead things off, the first baseman. He's over 2 thus far, followed by Matt Curtis and Logan Sig. Left-hander Rocco Visito, who got out of a bases-loaded jam coming in relief. He gets a first pitch swinging strike from Braden Black. Schollenberger, unfortunately, tonight, 0 for 3 with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 3 strikeouts. Tough spot. The left-hander holds towards the south side lettering, and his pitch finds the outer half of the zone. It's 0-2. Braden Black showing off some plate discipline tonight. Worked 2 walks as well yesterday. He's down to the count now at 0-2 as the outfield shades a tad towards right field. The pitch from Visito inside. It's 1-2. Appreciate you tuning in tonight here on the Blazers YouTube channel. Rocco Pellegrino joined alongside Julia Henry on this Thursday evening, 9:48 p.m., June 27th at Memorial Park. Sun completely gone. 1-2 pitch on the way to Black. Misses outside. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Blazers currently sitting at 6-10. They're 1-7 at home, and they're staring down a 1-8 record at home. That game suspended yesterday due to inclement weather in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blazers led 5-0 in that game, so unfortunate. That pitch misses outside, and it's a full count now to the leadoff hitter, Braden Black. That game against the Timber Rattlers, who won tonight and moved their record to 500 at 9-9, will be resumed at a later date, likely when Pocono plays Quakertown next.
And Black has worked a full count in 3 of his 4 at-bats.
Visito kicks the pitch. Inside, Black takes it, and then he works a full count once again, and he works a walk.
Left fielder, number 18, Matt Curtis.
Second walk of the night for Braden Black. He's aboard at first, and now it'll be Matt Curtis, the left fielder. He will step in now to the right-handed batter's box. Still the left-hander, Visito on the hill. 8 hits to 2 in favor of Southside. Quakertown came up with 2 in the last half inning. This is a hard hit ball hooking foul right towards the dugout of Southside, and it ranges over the fence out of play. It's now 0-1 to Curtis. Curtis hitting 167 this year.
Another guy looking for his first on-base appearance of the evening.
A one offering on the way. It's a little ground ball charging in as Albert, the shortstop, thought about going to 2, and instead he goes to first for 1, and he gets the out there. And one retired now in the home half of the 8th.
Blazers center fielder number 68, Logan Sig.
And now it'll be the 9-hole hitter Logan Sig with the leadoff hitter Ty Everett standing on deck.
And not an ideal ball and play there from Curtis, but I think the Blazers will take that didn't turn into a double play. It could have been, but it was just, I think, hit a little
Too short.
Yeah.
Hard hit ball out to center field, but it's right at the center fielder Gonzalez. He will make the catch in shallow center and get it into the cutoff man Albert for out number 2.
Third baseman number 1, Ty Everett.
So now it's the leadoff hitter Ty Everett, the third baseman in this game. Looking to get in the hit category. He's 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts tonight. Only 2 hits for the Blazers, 10 strikeouts and 15 walks. They're 2 for 24 overall. Or now 2 for 25 actually after that flyout. Left-hander Visito on the hill. He's holding up towards the south side lettering as Braden Black takes his lead at second. And the first offering to Ty Everett. It's fouled over the Blazers dugout out of play, 0-1. The lone hits of the night for Quakertown coming in that bottom half of the 7th inning. Mason Woolwine and Dylan Broderick, both with base hits to right field and center. 0-1 count to Everett with 2 gone in the inning. This one's golfed in the air out to center field. Ranging in is Gonzalez once again, calling everybody off, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Blazers go down after a leadoff walk by Braden Black. We'll head into the 9th inning. Southside leads 5-0. New pitcher on the hill as Ben Jones' day is done. An elite performance in relief of the starter Grayson Kovac, and will be Ben Junker stepping onto the hill in this top half of the 9th inning, making now his 6th appearance this year. Pitched a total of 7 innings. And his ERA of 5.14. It's Jackson Rutecki at the plate. And he takes the first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Junker is 1-0. It's in for a strike. It's 1-1.
Now batting for Southside, designated hitter number 4, Jackson Rutecki.
Rutecki 1 for 4 on the night. As the 1-1 pitch misses low, it's 2-1. Defensive alignment still the same for the Blazers. Otherwise, this is a hard hit ball down the right field side, and it is hooking foul. It drops, and one hops off the fence in foul territory. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rutecki.
Yeah, it seems like a firework.
Something.
Maybe just went off. I don't know what we're celebrating, but
Hard hit ball. 2-2 pitch on the way from Junker, and it misses outside. Barely. It's 3-2. Southside with 8 hits in this game. Quakertown with 2. 3 errors charged to the Blazers and 1 to Southside. 3-2 pitch on the way, and it plunks the knee of Rutecki, and he will take his base the hard way after working a full count.
Southside right fielder number 21, Aiden Butts.
And now it'll be Aiden Butts, the incoming freshman at East Stroudsburg, who hit the home run on Tuesday. So it looks like Rutecki's walking off the pitch that just plunked him in the knee. He's trotting back over to the dugout. Might see a pinch runner here. Can't see the number. I think it's a 3.
yeah. So it's looks like it's official, or not apparently.
Pinch running for Southside, number 3, Ronald Wertheimer.
So Butts at the plate, awaiting the first offering here from Ben Junker in the top half of the 9th inning. With a runner on first, the pitch way up high, ducking down his Butts, and moving into second is Wertheimer, the pinch runner.
And you would think Butts, that might be one of those life flashes before your eyes moment, as that pitch was coming in fast and almost swiped the brim of his helmet.
Final line for Ben Jones in relief today of Grayson Kovac. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. A great job in relief. As showing bunt his Butts, it's placed down perfectly right in front of the hill, and it's thrown over the first base bag, and Broderick is pulled off of it. Can't apply the tag, and Butts is safe at first.
Third baseman number 29, Shane Philman.
And now it'll be Shane Philman with runners on the corners here in the road half of the 9th inning. Looks like they're going to go hit.
And that's an ideal scenario for Southside, who was thinking a sack bunt and didn't even have to have the sacrifice there.
Infield moves in here as Philman shows bunt once again. He pulls it back and it's in for a first strike. Everett creeping in now from third as Braden Black is holding off the runner at first in Aiden Butts. Philman at the dish, the 0-1 offering. It's fouled back over the pavilion, just barely. And it's 0-2. Philman 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Wertheimer at third, 90 feet away. On first is Aiden Butts. The 0-2 delivery from Ben Junker. It's flown out of play, foul. Right to the volleyball court. 14 walks on Tuesday for Southside, and they've now worked themselves to 7 walks with 10 strikeouts tonight.
As it hits 10 p.m., 3 hours into the game, someone's alarm just went off in the stands.
As Wertheimer stays at third, Aiden Butts advances to second, stealing the bag. No throw from Schollenberger as he can't really make that throw. The runner at third could have come home. So Junker now ahead of the count at 1-2. to Shane Philman with nobody retired here in the road half of the ninth inning. He looks the runner, butts back, holds at the hip end, the wind-up pitch. Check swing foul down the third base side.
And that was just a kind of stay alive poke of the ball. As that was very, I don't even know how you do that. It was just one of those, you kind of throw the bat out there and just hope it makes contact with the ball.
Sounded like another firework just went off ahead of the 1-2 offering from Junker. Bounces in the dirt, and it gets away from Schollenberger, but just shy away from the backstop and the gravel behind home plate to keep Werkheiser at third. For just joining us, Southside got the lead in the top half of the second off the bat of J.C. Spinoza, 1 out. 2 RBI base hit through the left side to give them the lead. And then following that, a 3 spot in the third. It's been scoreless since then for both teams. 2-2 from Junker. Roped out to center field. That's going to drop in for an RBI base hit. Scoring easily as Werkheiser. Butts gets the wave. The throw goes to second. And it's a 2 RBI base hit off the bat of Shane Philman. And it's 7-0. Southside leads.
And just a perfectly hit ball. Deep center, but deep enough so that shallow enough so that it bounces, and that, you know, you have to have Sig move a little bit so that throw from is going to not be in time for that second runner and Butts. So he's easily able to score.
The catcher, D'Amico, to the plate with Philman on first after coming through with the 2 RBI base hit. Pitch misses high and inside. It's 1-0 to the catcher. D'Amico 1 for 2 today. Southside currently with an 11-5 record atop the Northern Division. That pitch is in the dirt, stopped by Schollenberger. If things hold here, they will extend their lead over the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners for the first place in the division. They're currently 11-5. Southside is 11-7 are the Miners. So a game up, 2 in the loss column, more importantly. Could move to 1.5 as that pitch misses. Count now 3-0 to the catcher, D'Amico.
And this one has to be a strike coming from Junker with a 3-0 count.
Philman stands on first, takes a small lead. The pitch in there for a strike. D'Amico close to tossing the bat over. And it's 3-1 now to the catcher. Southside 3 for 4 swiping bags today. The only caught stealing from Schollenberger he was able to record was Spinoza, who was perfect, as that's a 5-pitch gentleman's walk to the catcher, D'Amico. He will take his bag at first.
Center fielder, number 51, Braylon Gonzalez.
And now Braylon Gonzalez, the center fielder, will step into the left-handed batter's box with runners on first and second and nobody out here in the ninth. (10:03 p.m. here on this Thursday night at Memorial Park. We'll be back here on Saturday for a doubleheader against the South Jersey Kings. Currently sit at the bottom of the Southern Division, as that's the first pitch strike to Gonzalez. Philman 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs now. He stands on second base in scoring position. Count 0-1 from Junker to Gonzalez. The pitch way outside. It's 1-1.
And the velocity's there from Junker, just the location hasn't been there.
Junker holds at the belt. The 1-1. Upstairs 2-1. The walks haven't been too big of an issue for Ben Junker. Only 1 walk issued in his last appearance and 6 walks issued in his 5 appearances thus far in 7 innings for the Blazers. But command, somewhat of a struggle so far. The pitch, this one's roped out the right field. Ranging back is Woolwine to the track. He makes the catch. Tagging from second is Philman. And that's a loud first out of the inning.
Now batting on the south side, second baseman number 2, J.C. Spinoza.
Hit about, I would say, 340 out the right field, just in front of the fence for Mason Woolwine. He makes the catch with just a little bit of room to spare. It advances the runner over A sacrifice opportunity now for the leadoff hitter, J.C. Spinoza.
And Mullen has just been automatic in right field throughout the season, able to make that catch and fire it in.
First pitch, Schollenberger's going to throw down, and that one is in time. The Amico's thrown out on the base path. He pops immediately up and goes past the bag, knowing he was out.
And I would think that risk was taken, stealing that bag, as the catcher. Probably not the speediest guy on the team, but knowing that there's that runner on third. So taking the risk to steal the bag, leaving that decision up to Schollenberger, but Schollenberger was able to throw that ball down quickly and accurately in line, able to get D'Amico out.
Yeah, Philbin stayed at third. Here's the 0-2 with 2 gone. Spinoza leaves it low. Spinoza, the leadoff hitter, he drew first blood in this game with the 2 RBI base hit. Looking to extend to it here with a runner 90 feet away. The 1-2 pitch on the outer half of the zone. It's in there for a backwards K. Spinoza down on strikes and a runner left stranded. The Southside Railers plate 2, though, and we head to the 9th. The Blazers with 3 outs remaining to stage a comeback. They trail 7-0. Three outs left for the Blazers to stage a comeback here in the home half of the 9th inning. Leading things off will be Dylan Broderick, who had an eventful 8th inning, recording or being a part of all 3 outs in that inning defensively. And then offensively, he got a base hit to give Schollenberger a 3rd chance, as that one is fouled back right in line with us. But unfortunately, there's protective netting. Would have loved to have a chance to make a catch there. New pitcher on the mound, it's Antonio Albanese for Southside. This one's flown back out of play. Count 0-2 now to Broderick. Broderick 1 for 1 on the 90. He was put into this game halfway through in place of Carter Ribbon, the second baseman, who started 0 for 2 with a K. Southside, the best offense in the ECCBL. They've put 7 up on the board tonight. They had 13 on the board in the Mercy Rule win on Tuesday against the Blazers. So 20 total runs in these 2 games. We've seen why. They are the top dog in the East Coast Collegiate Baseball League. With the All-Star break coming up, Home Run Derby, I believe, and the All-Star game, which we know will be here at Memorial Park. If there is a home run derby, it will be here. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss from Roderick on the off-speed outside, and Albanese gets his first strikeout.
Blazers shortstop, number 4, Casey Vaughn.
And it'll be Casey Vaughn who has the most interesting stat line possibly of this game. 4 walks.
Being entertained by trying to figure out how fast he's throwing on the mound. Some trial and error with this.
Swing and a miss there from Vaughn. I just saw 36.1 miles per hour pop up on the phone. I'm going to guess that's wrong.
The one before it was 150 miles.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, he's got a 120-mile difference.
Yeah.
According to this.
Sounds like me with a 122.
Not accurate.
Looks like me with a rangefinder out there on the course. Shoot 13 different numbers. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll see what the next radar gun from the mobile phone says next. The pitch. That was a heater. 106.8. I think we might have to be a little bit closer. At least it's registering a pitch. That's a good sign.
You click it when he throws it, and then you stop it when he hits the gloves. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not very accurate. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. Yeah, so it's like a timing thing. Like if you can't hear what our wonderful PA announcer Joe Carnice is saying, you hit the button when he starts the windup of the pitch, and then you hit it when he finishes it, which is a lot of room for user error. 3-1 count to Casey Vaughn, trying to work his 5th walk of the game. How about 5? Unreal. 5th walk of the game for Casey Vaughn. He will take his base.
Blazers designated hitter, number 10, Mike Pascal.
It's got to be something with the left-hander and then crowding the inside of the box. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, I mean, impressive.
Yeah. So Albanese issues that, and Pasco to the plate with a runner aboard. 2 outs remaining here for the Blazers as they try to stage a miraculous comeback, trying to prevent themselves from falling to 6-11 on the season and 1-8 at home. First pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. Pasco 0 for 3 tonight. Started the game yesterday on the hill for against Pocono. And pitched 5 scoreless innings. That's in for a strike. It's 1-1. Blazers were no hit through 6 innings, and then the 7th things got going. Runner from first is going. Pasco swings and misses, and it's 1-2.
You got 82?
We got
82?
82. We were trying out
Closer.
a different app here. Not sure if this is in any way, shape, or form accurate.
It's a good
but
trial run. Why not? The pitch flown in the air in the infield. Second baseman Spinoza is under. He awaits it, and he makes the catch for out number 2, and the Blazers are down to their last out.
Blazers right fielder, number 31, Mason Woolwine.
It's Mason Woolwine, the right fielder, representing the last gasp for Quakertown as they have a runner aboard and Casey Vaughn at second. Blazers did not score first in this game. Well, they haven't scored at all, but they had scored first in their last 4 of their last 5 games. And when they'd scored first, it's a good sign for the Blazers. They were 4-3 when scoring first. When the opponent scores first, 1-8. And tonight, Southside scored first, and they have not looked back.
Yes. Have not looked back.
1-0 bounces in the dirt, and it's 2-0 to Mason Woolwine. It's the 4th of 6 against Southside in this season. We've reached the halfway point and well beyond the halfway point of this series now. 2-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. It's 2-1. The Blazers 1-2 so far against Southside. An 11-0 shutout win in the first appearance against them, and then followed by a 3-1 loss and a 13-1 loss. As that one plucks the back of Woolwine, he emphatically tosses the bat back to his dugout, and he'll take his base the hard way to first.
Blazers catcher, number 26, Jackson Schollenberg.
And now it'll be Jackson Schollenberger in a different capacity slightly, first and second with 2 outs instead of the bases loaded, but this time representing the last gasp for the Blazers. Pitching staff for Southside tonight from Daly, Albert, Sajeski, Visito, and Albanese. A great job. Shutout so far. Need one out to get the shutout victory in the books. First pitch is pounded in for a strike to Schollenberger on the outer half of the zone. It's 0-1.
And Schollenberger definitely looking for a walk, a hit by a pitch. I think it's not a strikeout.
Ground ball to third. Controlling it is Philman. He'll step on the third base bag, and that'll end it. Southside sweeps the two-game series this week over the Blazers by a score of 7-0 tonight and 13-1 on Tuesday. So the Blazers will drop to 6-11. Southside improves their 11-5 record up to 12-5, and they still sit atop the ECCBL, and they still sit atop the number one seed in the ECCBL Northern Division. They gain a 1.5 game lead over the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. And the Blazers, despite coming 2 outs away yesterday in a suspended game from making it a complete game against Pocono, now have found themselves in a 2-game hole behind the Pocono Timber Rattlers. So, Julia, I'll defer to you. Your final thoughts on tonight's game.
Final thoughts, honestly, not the greatest game from either team, but I think it was a competitive game, and I think that's what matters. It wasn't competitive by the score, but both teams really struggled offensively. The Blazers struck out 16 times. Southside struck out 11 times. Southside stranded 12 men. The Blazers stranded 17, so a little bit more in favor of the Blazers in terms of all these negatives, but it wasn't a great game from either team, and I think that's, it would have been nice if the Blazers had a good game tonight, but hopefully, they can do well in the doubleheader Saturday that we'll be here for. But it was good to see another team struggle against them. Eventually it had to happen, but another team really hadn't struggled against them, hadn't had to go to their bullpen really before them. So it was just nice to see that the offense wasn't there from either team tonight, and that's just, there's not really much takeaways besides the obvious there, but it was just, I think, some of these losses have been a struggle and probably somewhat demoralizing for the Blazers, but to play a full 9 innings, let's talk about that. Yeah. To play a full 9 innings at home, build upon that and the small wins like that, playing a full game, that's something to build upon heading into Saturday. Hopefully, there wasn't a no-hitter. So hopefully coming into Saturday, the Blazers can score some runs and hopefully sweep this doubleheader.
9 hits to 2 in favor of Southside. They take the game 7-0, 3 errors charged to Quakertown. And the Blazers fall to 6-11. The 2 hits of the game coming off the bat of Dylan Broderick and Mason Woolwine. And the winning pitcher in this game, Southside Sajeski. 2 1/3, 2 hits allowed. The only 2 hits of the game allowed for Southside. And everyone else, Daly, Albert, Visito, Albanese, hitless and scoreless. 11 total walks issued and 16 Ks for the pitching staff of Southside. But they get the shutout victory, and they improve to 12-5. So we'll be back on Saturday against the South Jersey Kings, a doubleheader. First pitch at noon. We appreciate you tuning in tonight on this Thursday evening at Quakertown Memorial Park from the Blazers YouTube channel. So from Julia Henry and from Rocco Pellegrino, we are signing off and see you on Saturday.